Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using their products on their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
Welcome to Phoenix, and we are here for round 2 of the Pasky's Cardiac Cup Series, and we are live on ESPN on a special weekend where we go from broadcasters to a race team, and we race things out at Watkins Glen this coming Sunday. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, and I'm looking forward to this one. Joining me in the booth is a man that nobody should be a stranger to at this point, Mr. Scott Brunson. Scott, how are you doing here tonight?
Oh, not too bad, Sam. Thanks for having me in the booth here again with you, man. I always look forward to calling these races with you, and glad to be here in the desert with you at Phoenix to call this one a night for Paskies.
Absolutely.
I think this will actually be my first broadcast calling a Paskies race.
Yeah, it's going to be...
I'll tell you what it's going to be. I've noticed, I've been watching practice for the last 10, 15 minutes here, and it's going to be a demolition derby coming out of 4 if these guys don't take it a little easier coming out of 4. There's a lot of guys just knocking down the last corner wall here as they come out of 4.
Yeah, and Phoenix is pretty synonymous for things like that. I mean, it is a very dangerous track, especially if you get it wrong. 3 and 4, calamity corners as always, but anywhere on the track.
They're trying to sweep it so far out, coming out of the corners, coming all the way out to the wall, and you get so close, all it takes is just a little bit of push there at the end, and you're in trouble.
Absolutely. Before we get to tonight's race, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. That's the iRacing iFlag. Don't forget, you can go to iRacingIFlag.com and get your iFlag for 15% off if you put in the promo code eSports2019. And you can enjoy your own iFlag for 15% off. I think the Prime one is like $75. Minus 15%. That's going to save you quite a bit of money. So don't hesitate to get yourself a iFlag today. Also, another thing to mention, we do have another camera on board with us tonight, and that is Mr. Byron Rodney controlling the separate camera. So if you want to hear a few swear words on another camera, then you can go and watch that one. So Byron in control of that camera. We're in control of the main camera. So let's go to the racetrack as it is. We've got a small field.
Yeah, we do.
For tonight's race.
13 of them I'm seeing, and I don't see Ronnie in there yet. It looks like Ronnie Osler is trying to sneak in there late, but he has not joined the session yet. But he'll make 13 total.
And that's about a right number you want for this track. I mean, anything over, 15 or 16, and it's going to turn into a wreck fest. I'm pretty sure you agree with that one.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to have seen a few more show up, as we got a 200-lap race here, but hopefully these guys that have shown up will make the best of it. And there's definitely not going to be a lot of traffic out there. That will help, as Sam's mentioned here on the short track. But hopefully we don't get a stale race because there are so few cars out there. Sometimes when that happens, you can get these long green flag races where there's really not much going on. Everybody just out there riding around by themselves. So hopefully we get an exciting race and have a little drama maybe mixed in.
Yeah, we're just focused on Byron Rodney right now, currently sitting 10th in hot laps right now as we've got 15 seconds left in practice. Scrapes the wall.
And do we have stages here in Pasky's?
We do not. So straight racing for 200 laps.
Good deal.
So we'll get this
That's
out of
good
the
to
way.
know. So if they do keep it clean, yeah, they'll knock this thing out pretty quickly.
Might get this broadcast finished just in time for my stint with the NASCAR team later, who are currently out on track. I'm going to try.
All right.
It's
good to hear you're going to go run some laps.
Absolutely. Speaking of running some laps, let's go into qualifying now, shall we? As that is just ticking over right now. We're waiting for the first driver to make their way out on track. I'm still not seeing Ronnie Osmer in the session yet, so...
Not yet. He is signed up, he just has not entered yet.
First man out on track right now is going to be league owner Kevin Paskowicz, as he is going to try and get some glory out of this tonight, and a very nice looking number 7 car there, Scott.
Yeah, he's going to go out here and try to get us started. Kevin's usually pretty quick in these races, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him put it up on the pole or close to the front row.
Yep.
Only get 2 laps here. Not open qualifying. They do have 10 minutes to get the 2 laps in.
Yeah, and they do have the open dog leg as well, so they can get a bit more time out of that one. So watch for people to duck it down below that yellow line through the mid part of the track. But here comes Kevin Paskowicz now out of turn 4, dipping 2 wheels below the yellow line. His benchmark time will be a 25.009. So that is the benchmark for this qualifying, as Byron Rodney also jumps into second place. Hoot Baker jumping into second, and Rob Jenkins taking away pole position. Time's coming in thick and fast already, Scott.
Yeah, and just as you say that, Ronnie did connect here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go out and take a shot at the pole as well. Looking to see what Kevin's second lap is and seeing how big the fall off will be. He lost about 2/10, so yeah, it's definitely going to be important for you to make it count on that first lap, because he was 2/10 slower there on the second lap.
Yeah, there's problems for Byron Rodney. He's been forced to abandon his second lap after having a few issues there. I'm guessing he must have hit the wall.
He still turned a pretty decent lap with a 25.098, which wasn't too far behind Paskowicz, who's currently third.
Yeah, that's Charlie Woods.
Sorry to cut you off there, but look at that time that old Rob Jenkins threw up there with the 24.779 to the 24.958 by the aforementioned Charlie Woods.
Yeah, and out on track right now is the man that we met at Indianapolis. That is Mr. Johnny Antonucci. I keep saying it was such a pleasure to meet this guy at Indy. I'm pretty sure you agree.
Oh, definitely. Johnny was a nice guy to meet. It was nice to meet him and his family, and it was his first Indy 500. I know they had a great time. You could definitely tell they were having a great time just from, spending a little bit of time we spent around them. But, yeah, definitely nice to meet Johnny and Connor and Brandon and everyone else that we met due to the Indy 500.
Yeah, we didn't meet Sage, though. He was too busy. Jordan Barry out on track as well. He's just popped his. He's just got to cross the line for his second lap, and he's not going to improve either. He's currently in 4th place. Jeff Hollingsworth, a man that we know very well, just gone up to 2nd place. So Jeff is another driver that's going to be joining us on Sunday for the 6 Hours of the Glen. So watch for him. He's going to be driving the ESPN 10X car. Insert joke here. I don't know if you know the whole 10X joke.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. We just had another join the room as well. So it looks like we may be up to 14 if he can sneak into the room. Well, he signed up. He's trying to get in before qualifying is over. Still got a few minutes here, about 6.5 minutes. We only got, now 4 guys that haven't taken time.
Michael Atkins Jr. takes over the pole here with a 24.568. Great time for the man in the Tide machine.
Yeah. 2/10, over 2/10 faster than what Rob Jenkins threw up there, and Rob is 2/10 faster than Hollingsworth, who's there in 3rd, and then from there it's pretty close all the way back.
Yeah, let's take a look at Ronnie Osmer, who has finally made it out on track in the Ride to Give Mustang. He comes out of turn 4, and he's going to start his qualifying run right now. Will Glynn is out on track as well We'll focus in on him in a minute. He's just actually jumped up to the top 5, but we're going to stay with Ronnie for now and see how his first lap goes as he goes through the dogleg section of the track.
You want to talk about close? How about Willie Glenn running a 25.006, the Jordan Berry 007, to Kevin Pasky, which is 008, folks. How about that?
My God, that is close.
Talk about close.
Even closer still as Ronnie Osborne jumps up to 3rd place. So, even though he's not had any practice here tonight, Ronnie Osborne's still no slouch in that 55 machine.
No, that's what I was saying. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ryan go out there and take a shot at the pole. We didn't quite have the speed out of it to get the pole, but we'll start in the 2nd row unless either Parks can knock him off or Jenkins, if Jenkins can make it into the race. Still waiting to see if the 33 can get in here before these last 5 minutes run out.
Yeah, and that will be Mark Jenkins, who's not had the best of luck lately.
Stephen Parks is the only one still in the room that has not taken a time.
And there it is, 24.871. That's good enough for 3rd place.
Hell yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I remember when he first started, and he wasn't putting it up there in 3rd place. So he has come a long way in the sense of the quality of the rides that he puts together. And Jenkins did just slide in the room, so we will have 14 total if he does take the grid. We've had 13 qualify. He would be the 14th if we grid up.
And that's a good number. I'll take that.
Yep.
I won't argue with that.
We don't really have much of a choice. We got to take it, Sam.
Yeah, we can't really impede the less than 10 rule, can we? So.
And it's the number I run every Wednesday, so I'm comfortable with it.
Yep, good old 14. 2 weeks into being Mr. Three-Peat.
Yeah. I haven't really thought a whole lot about it. I mean, I've thought a little bit about it, but I've had so much going on here in everyday life around the house and here in Tennessee that I haven't had a time to sit around and really catch up to it. That, with the way the season ended, I was just glad the damn thing was over, to be honest with you.
Well, we've still got another month before the season 9 starts, so you're going to get enough of a break between them. But this coming Wednesday, we do have another series starting up. Scott, do you want to quickly explain that before we go to the race?
Well, it's not a new series. It's just it's the Summer Lights. We've done it before. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th year that we've done the Summer Lights. We're using a new car, though. We are using the new Formula Renault 3.5, so it will be a little different. We're also running some new tracks. We'll be at Gateway for the opener, but we'll be running Myrtle Beach for the 2nd one in that car. Have a little fun with it. I don't know how that race is going to go. I don't know if anyone's ever run that car at Myrtle Beach, but we're going to do it. If it's a shit show, it's a shit show, but we're going to try to have some fun with it. That's the whole idea of the Light Series, is try to get away from the pressure of the big car and just have some fun, give away some money. There won't be no points, championship money, or anything like that. So you're not really racing anything. You could be declared the champion, but you ain't gonna win no money. So it's really just a fun couple months of racing. We'll run the first 4 races on Wednesday nights, starting this coming Wednesday, all the way up to the opener of the IR18 season number 9. And then we'll be switching for the final 4 races of the light season over to Sundays once the ESPN series has concluded for the season that they're currently running. So we'll run 4 on Wednesdays and 4 on Sundays, and we'll be running double races for about a month there on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. So there'll be a lot of racing going on. So I imagine the tempers will be flaring again. So it's good that we're going to get a little break.
Yeah, I know Rick Raven's going to be looking forward to the Summer Light Series starting up, because he's been having withdrawals. He's not been able to race for pretty much a week, and I kind of felt bad for him. I mean, he's a talented driver. That was the number one reason why I asked him to join the Team ESPN for Watkins Glen. But I felt bad for him because he's an out-and-out racer, and he just loves to race all the time, and he's just not had the chance in the past week because of all the off-season that's been going on lately.
That's usually what happens when the summer gets here. Everybody wants to take a little break. We've been racing hard we haven't taken much of a break. These breaks that we had there at the end of March, and this one that we got coming up for this month off from the IR18, that's the longest we've taken off in a while. So I think it's good for everybody. It's no secret that there were a lot of emotions all during the season, and definitely on championship night, not just from myself, but from other people as well. Because there will be some people that aren't coming back to the league due to their own decision. So it's not just me. There's a lot of frustrated folks out there, and it'd be good for everybody to recharge the batteries and take a little time away from the high competitiveness of the IR18 series.
Well, I do have the inside scoop. I spoke to one of those drivers in question last night, Mr. Chris Samard, and he actually confirmed to me last night that he will be returning for Season 9, so we're going to have one of those drivers coming back at least.
Yeah, he sent me a message a couple of days ago. He told me he wasn't gonna race the lights with us, and he'd be back. But I'm glad Chris decided to do that. Hopefully, his teammate Keith Mayato will make the same decision. But if not, the door's always open to Mr. Mayato. He knows that. So, and anybody else that decides they don't want to race this next season, I haven't thrown anybody out. So, nobody wore out their welcome in a sense. So, I've been around iRacing a long time. I know how it goes. People come and go as far as the league stuff goes.
Absolutely, and it's going to be another tough season, but I'm glad we got the month break in between the seasons, because if we started like literally a couple of weeks after one season after another, then it would be absolute nightmare. So kudos for you putting that month break in between the two seasons, because we need that break after such a hectic season. But anyway, qualifying is over here at Phoenix, and Mark Jenkins did actually put a time down before the qualifying was over, so good for him. And getting up into the top 10 as well, so not too shabby for him. Let's go to the grid for tonight's race, and starting up on the pole will be Michael Atkins Jr. From North Carolina. He'll be joined by Rob Jenkins from Virginia. Row 2 will be Stephen Parks and Ronnie Osmer, who snuck in at last minute. Row 3 will be Jeff Hollingsworth and Charlie Woods. Row 4 will be Will Glynn and Jordan Barry, and Row 5 will be Kevin Paskwich and Mark Jenkins. Row 6 will be Robert Dudley and Byron Rodney. Sorry, Byron. And starting shotgun on the field in 13th and 14th respectively will be Hoot Baker and our good friend Johnny Antonucci.
So 14 total. I think it's a good little number for this track.
Yeah, I think so. But what about Michael Atkins Jr. putting absolute bullet of a time? But the midfield is going to be very tight here, as we saw with Jordan Barry, Kevin Paskwich, and Byron. Was it Byron Rodney? I think it was.
Well, they're all within about a tenth of each other, all the way from fifth, all the way back to 13th, a little over a tenth, less than 2/10. So, yeah, it's from, I would say, fourth place, even third place, all the way back, all the way from Parks back. It's going to be pretty tight. Those guys up front, though, in the front row, they're pretty quick. I'm wondering if Jenkins will have anything for Atkins, but I'm just wondering how Atkins will do over the long run, if he can keep kind of pace. I'm new to this league, and I don't know a lot of these guys that are in the field. I know a few of them, but I don't know them all.
Well, because you're new to this league, I'm going to give you the honour of getting us going here tonight, so buckle up for that one. But Michael Atkins Jr., yeah, he's a good driver, but he has a tendency to fade through the race, so hopefully he doesn't do that tonight, but that is what he's done in the past. But anyway, Scott, get us going.
Here we go. Pace cars off. Time to go racing in the desert for Paskies. I'm brand new here. Their season's brand new. Here we go. Green flag's out, and we're racing. And the 48 got quite a jump there. Osmer already looking underneath here to try to get second. We got a caution already, Sammy. That didn't take too long.
Yeah, and that is involving Johnny Antonucci, who started at the back.
Oh, man, Johnny.
I didn't actually see that. Who was it involved? I didn't see anybody getting involved there.
I'm not sure. It was thrown by one of the admins, so I'm not sure what was going on.
Was it a false start, or?
Could have been. I'm not sure. Don't have that information. All I know is one of the admins threw the caution. It wasn't thrown by iRacing.
Right, so a false start there. We're going to get them going once again, so not sure what's going on. Nobody got any damage or any incidents happened, so not sure what happened there, but we're under our first caution, an admin thrown caution, so who knows what that was for.
Debris. Pizza box in turn 3.
Somebody threw their taco on the track again.
There was a flask out there.
Speaking of Phoenix and Arizona, what about Mr. Wes Fry out there in Watkins Glen there tonight?
Yeah, actually, I'll be heading out to see Wes when I fly out for the opener, the Monday night opener in Oakland. I'm going to go out there the week before and hang out with Wes in the desert. He's been wanting me to come out, and I haven't been out to Phoenix in 10 years. So I think it's time to go pay a visit, hang out for a little bit, and then we're going to fly over to Oakland the day of the game. We're actually going to go check out the Cardinals game, I think, on Sunday, and then we're going to fly to Oakland on Monday and go see the last Monday night game in Oaktown. Because I'm just a crazy-ass Raider fan. I ain't going to miss the last Monday night game in Oakland. I don't care if we get beat by 100. I want to be there. I want to feel the atmosphere and the excitement in the air, new season, Antonio Brown being in the crib. I just want to feel all that.
And it's the final season for those guys as well, so definitely going to be special.
In Oakland.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be our final season.
No. They're just going a few hundred miles east to Las Vegas, that's all.
Yeah, to a nice, big, shiny new palace. Vegas style. Something the Raiders have earned for decades, and they haven't gotten it. They were lied to by the city of Oakland, which is a.k.a. known as Brokeland, because they ain't got no money. And that's why they ponied up to keep the A's, because the A's were leaving too. They were headed towards San Jose. The Warriors were wanting out. And when the Raiders left, man, it freaked the city out. So they ponied up for their baseball stadium. But they had ample opportunity to save the Raiders and get that deal done for decades. And they promised Al when they went back in '95 we'd get a new stadium. Instead, we got that $400 million renovation of that relic that sits there, which made absolutely no sense when they could have built a new stadium for $600 or $700 million and been done with it and kept their team and kept everybody happy. But it's a business. That's where a lot of people lose focus with the NFL. It is a business. It's not just a professional sports league. There's a lot of money involved.
Absolutely. And I did notice the other day that Golden State are moving to San Francisco. So Oakland losing two teams in the space of about a year. So not good for them.
But they'll be in the Bay Area at least. The Raiders. They gave the Raiders the same opportunity. And anybody that knows any Raider fans knows damn well we ain't going to share no stadium with the 49ers. And we laughed at when they offered that opportunity to the Raiders. No. We're not the Jets. Sorry.
But anyway, lights are off on the pace car. We are finally going to get them going once again. We're going to unleash the beasts once again for the second time here tonight. Not sure what the caution came out initially but we're going to get them going this time pretty much in the same order that they started initially, so no drama there. But as they come out of turn 4, the pace car is going to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Michael Atkins has control of the field. And we are green. We are underway. No, he's holding them down. Now we're going. So Michael Atkins Jr., bit slow off the restart there. You got Rob Jenkins trying the outside line there. Not such a good start for Ronnie Osmer, as he has Stephen Parks all over his rear fender. Now Ronnie Osmer gets it going, and we're under caution again. Big wreck between Mark Jenkins and Will Glynn.
I was going to say, that was definitely thrown by iRacing.
Then Byron Rodney involved in that as well. We're going to take a look and see what happened there. Oh! Go back to the restart. It looks like Will Glynn was just straight up nerfed off the track then. So, Glynn not going to be happy about that. Mark Jenkins, I think it might have been a technical problem for Mark Jenkins, because either that or he did it intentionally, I don't know.
And somebody wouldn't intentionally wreck somebody on iRacing, would they?
No, really.
I wouldn't think that would happen on here. Everybody's such a good sport, always so friendly. Insert the sarcasm.
We do sarcasm too well, Scott. We know that. So Stephen Parks making his way down pit road. He's taking advantage of the early pit stop as Johnny Antonucci, who was involved in that wreck, is bringing it down. Same for Byron Rodney. But Mark Jenkins, wreck car and all, opted to stay out here. So not sure what his strategy is here. Same for Will Glynn. He stayed out with his damaged car.
Not sure.
I think Byron got the worst damage of the lot, though, because he got pinned against the wall.
Yeah, they got one fast repair, so I would think that these guys would want to go down and try to get whatever damage they could get, the optional or required fix that they could get fixed. Hold on to that fast repair, because we got a long way to go. We're only on lap 8 of 200, so definitely don't want to be using your reset this early on in the gig.
No, as Byron Rodney makes his way out of pit road, and he gets the award for the nicest paint scheme of the night. He's running the autism awareness scheme. His charity of choice, which is also their famous jigsaw pieces are all over the roof of the car we like to call Ruby, the phenomenal, the Team ESPN phenomenal car. So watch out for those jigsaw pieces on that car. But Byron Rodney running autism awareness tonight, so good for him on that one. As lights are off on the pace car again now, Scott.
They sure are. I'm wondering if we're going to finish this race under the lights. I think we will.
I think we will, yeah.
We keep having cautions, we definitely will. Yeah, the way the sky's
It'll be daylight again.
We're definitely going to be finishing under the lights here. But get us going, Sam. We're ready to go racing, man. We've had 2 false starts. We're ready to get this thing going.
Absolutely, as Michael Atkins going to try again to get away from Ozma and Rob Jenkins. Pace car is off, and Atkins going to hold him down this time round. And we're back on the green once again. Can they get past the first corner this time round? We'll find out now as they make their way into the corner. Ronnie Osmer, a much better start this time round, is alongside Rob Jenkins as they come out of turn 2. Down towards the dog leg there, and he's going to get a huge amount of speed. And Ronnie Osmer moves up to second place there, Scott.
He sure did, and I think that had a lot to do with that start. Rob just did not get a good start. He was back almost a whole lane, kind of camped out in that second row there, and then allowed Ronnie to get a great start. So, but here comes Rob right back, putting the pressure on, trying to get that second place back.
Yeah, and up to 4th place already is Jeff Hollingsworth making his way through the field. He's got Kevin Paskowicz in tow with Charlie Woods and Jordan Barry right there as well. Jeff Hollingsworth, since he joined this league, has been on an absolute tear. And Scott, you know Jeff very well. He loves to win races.
Oh, yeah. I felt his presence all season long, man. He was in my dreams and stuff there for a couple months.
Dreams or nightmares?
I guess you could call them nightmares. He's definitely, he is a competitor. All sarcasm and, bullshit aside, Jeff is a hell of a driver. I've seen him race in many different leagues, and he is always a championship competitor and a race win competitor in whatever league and whatever car he's running in. It took him a little while in the Indy car, but he's right there now, man. It's like any other car he drives.
Well, he started off as a stock car driver, so no surprise that he's running in this series. IndyCar TFR is a very was definitely out of his ballpark when he started, but he's definitely come on strong and definitely was right there for the championship. Finished second in the points a couple of weeks ago. The man right behind him, Kevin Paskowicz, in the number 7, phenomenal. Palmetto Distilleries, number 7. Running strong there in the top 5. He's getting a bit of a gap over Charlie Woods right now, and we're seeing a battle here for the lead between Ronnie Osmer and Michael Atkins Jr. and Rob Jenkins. A 3-way fight for the lead now.
We sure are, man. These guys are all over each other, and the rest of the field is not that far behind either. They're kind of hanging there too. 4th and 5th place are right there with these guys, so technically it's kind of a 5-car battle.
Yeah, Jeff
there's 6, there's 7. They're all right, pretty much right there within range, man. It's just a matter of how well can the 48 take care of his tires. I know he's got a quick qualifying time, but we've seen guys go out and lay blistering qualifying laps and then not be able to keep the pace during the race. So it's going to be a matter if he can keep pace and if he can take care of them tires, because he's got a real race car driver behind him.
Yeah, as
here he comes, Osmer taking a peek. Osmer, man, he's only going to be so patient for so long.
Yeah, dipping 2 wheels below that yellow line on the exit of turn 4. Had a lot of controversy. Oh, as Paskowicz hits the wall hard out of turn 4. That's going to bring out caution number 3. Big accident there for Paskowicz. Everybody able to get around him.
Yeah, he's stuck in the middle of the front stretch, but he does wait for everybody to go on by, and everybody's cool in the gang, so he'll have to use a reset, get that thing fixed. It does not look like he's even going to lose a lap, so he'll stay on the lead lap, get it fixed, and he'll have another crack at this thing.
Definitely a big hit, though, for Paskowicz. Definitely did not want to see his race start that way, but he'll pick it up. He'll get that fast repair done, and he'll be on his merry way once again. So Paskowicz bringing out our first legitimate caution of the night as he wrecked it coming out of turn 4. And we said that at the top of the broadcast there, Scott. Turn 4 is going to be Calamity Corner here tonight.
Yeah, I was worried about that. Like I said, I watched a good 10, 15, 20 minutes of practice, and there were a lot of guys. There had to be 5 to 10 guys that just killed the wall. And repeatedly. You know, they go out, hit the wall, go and get it fixed, go out and hit the wall again. So definitely having some pushing issues. Whoa, and Paskowicz trying to get on the brakes here under caution. Just lost it again instead of running in the back of the 59. So more excitement going on here for the 7 under caution.
Yeah, just looked like he wasn't paying attention there. Let's take another look at that. And look like, oh no, no, there isn't. Will Glynn actually checked up. Johnny Antonucci wasn't paying attention and nearly ran into the back of Will Glynn. Kevin Paskowicz in tow was right behind him and wasn't expecting the check up there, and he came off the worst for that. But everybody apart from Charlie Woods and Rob Jenkins bringing it down pit side right now.
Hopefully Kevin didn't get a speeding penalty because he come into the pits pretty hot. Hopefully he didn't get a speeding penalty to add fuel to the fire. Now he's having trouble trying to find his stall, so it is extremely raining right now on the 7.
Yeah, not a happy man in that number 7. Got it all wrong coming out of turn 4. As
see if he got a penalty or not right here. Nope, down and away. So he did not get a penalty. That's good.
He might get an EOL.
He might, but he didn't get an iRacing speeding penalty, so that would have cost him a lap, likely.
2 drivers on question in their judgment there. It's actually Rob Jenkins and Charlie Woods both bring it pit side, so I was going to question the judgment about staying out on 19 lap old tyres. As Michael Atkins Jr. going to bring it down again, so not sure what his strategy is here. Probably getting the top up of fuel, as Mark Jenkins going to bring it down as well.
Just to touch on that, Sammy, that could have been one of them deals where he went in and it didn't change his tires. I've heard of that glitch, and I've heard of a lot of guys getting hit with that repeatedly, where you go in and it doesn't change your tires for whatever reason.
Yeah, there's also that glitch where they won't let you leave pit road as well, and we don't really want to talk about that.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Man, it's been implemented so long that, you know, iRacing has got to do something about it. I mean, what's the point of having resets? And I get that there's hiccups and stuff, but it happens frequently enough to where it shouldn't be happening that frequently.
Absolutely. But anyway, nobody's having such problems here tonight. Everybody's still running. Mark Jenkins, the only driver, 1 lap down after that that incident that brought out the second caution here tonight. Byron Rodney currently leads this race. He only took 2 tires here, Scott.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call. There were a lot of caution laps, but they also ran 10 plus laps under green flag conditions, and here at Phoenix that's going to be enough to heat up your tires. So yeah, we'll have to just see how they do here on this restart, and hopefully no one runs him over.
And Byron himself is actually hoping that's the case as the lights go off on the pace car. Scott, it's your turn to get us going here tonight.
All right, hopefully all the fireworks will calm down a little bit here. Already 3 cautions. We're only going to be 21 laps into this thing when we start this thing back up. Just waiting on the pace car. He's getting paid by the hour tonight, folks. Taking his sweet time.
Yeah, he's been drinking that old shine again, so watch for him.
Well, eventually he'll get that lane, I promise, and we'll get this thing going. Just hang 10 with us. All right, I think we're ready now. There he goes. Waiting on the flag man now. Or Byron Rodney, one or the other. And Byron says, I ain't waiting on the flag man. We're going. Green flag is out. And we're going to try to get some green flag laps in here at Phoenix. Ronnie Osmer already looking to put pressure on the 75. And the 42's coming with him.
Yeah.
There's Ronnie.
Yeah, but all of them going down to the apron there to get around him. And Ronnie Osmer getting so much speed again, going for the dog leg. Getting a big advantage, but those 2 tyres on Byron Rodney already telling the tale here. That might not have been the best call for the man in the 75.
Yep, 42 got on by 2. That's Jeff Hollingsworth. I'm not used to him being in the 42 or in that paint scheme, but Jeff just got on by. So Byron's already lost 2 spots, but quite a bit of distance now back to 3rd. At least a little bit of distance anyway. Maybe Byron can get some heat in them tires and maintain his position, or at least, you know, maintain the bleeding.
Yeah, but Stephen Park's already starting to close the gap now, and look at him, he's going to make a dive. Going to take a look. He's got someone in the wall back there. That is Mark Jenkins. It looked like Mark Jenkins in the wall. Going to take another look at that. And yeah, it was Mark Jenkins. Lost control going through turn 1. Putting a very hellacious move on Will Glenn through turn 4. lost the back end and just ended up in the wall. He's having big wheel problems, it looks like, because he cannot seem to be driving in a straight line right now.
Yeah, no, he's got some serious left front damage there, so I'm sure that's affecting how the car's handling right now.
Yeah, he's back on his merry way, though, just right behind Johnny Antonucci, but back at the front, though. Big battle going on between Ronnie Osmer and Jeff Hollingsworth for the lead. They have checked out from Byron Rodney, who seems to be holding people up behind him as Stephen Parks finally takes a look on the inside. Byron Rodney going to defend, though. Bit of a wide line.
I don't think he's going to win that battle. Yeah, Parks got the tires, and he's making the move on the bottom line here. He's eventually going to win this battle. There he comes. Byron doing a damn good job, though, on that outside line to hold his momentum. He's not giving that spot up, that's for sure, and he'll hold on to it, at least for the time being. Goes down, chops the nose off, feeds him a little dirty air. Doesn't quite work as well in these cars as it does the Indy car, but he's making it work.
Yeah, look, he's right behind him as well. He's just had his incident, but he's back up and running again.
That, huh?
Yeah, Kevin Pasquich.
Already back up to 5th place.
He's not sitting around, is he?
He was just in the middle of a tornado just a couple minutes ago, and now he's, just like in the Wizard of Oz, he's on his way home. No, I spoke too soon. We got a caution.
And that's involving Rob Jenkins and Michael Atkins Jr. So our drivers are sat 1 and 2. Now involved in a big wreck here, and it looks like Rob Jenkins got to the side, and Michael Atkins Jr. Both of them ending up in the wall. And the guys are started up on the front row. Now going to be yeah. So the guys that started on the front row are now put to the back again due to that caution. Yeah, Rob Jenkins unfortunately got into the side of Michael Atkins Jr. there, which caused the incident. So maybe called to the Big Purple Hauler because of that. I'm not sure. Is everybody's going to bring a pit side now? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all coming to pit road. Except for the 33. The 33 staying out.
He's going to get his lucky dog.
I guess he's trying to get back on a lead lap. I don't blame him.
Yeah, Mark Jenkins getting his lucky dog. He will be back on the lead lap right now. As he's got a bit of front left damage, as we saw from him hitting the wall shortly after the last restart. So you might want to pay close attention to that one, as he is. It looks like he's going to bring a pit side immediately. No, maybe not. So who's going to win the race off pit road? I'm guessing it might be Ronnie Osmer, and it will be Ronnie Osmer. And that was the early caution that Byron Rodney wanted, you know. Oh, and contact between Kevin Pasquich and Byron Rodney.
Yeah, he ran him over. Pasquich, man, he just ran him over. I don't know if there was a checkup of the 75, but yeah, he just got in the back of him.
So interesting developments going on here. Pasquich getting into the side of his own teammate there. That's not going to go down well. And if you want to see Byron's...
there was no checkup, Kevin. I don't know. He just drove into the back of him. I couldn't tell. Did the 3 get a piece of it as well? Yeah, 3 got contacted. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got some too. He's going to have right front damage. Just a slight little tick. But, yeah, the 3's got a little bit of right front damage as well from that.
And if you want to see Byron's reaction to that incident, then... you can click on that little suitcase if you're watching on a desktop computer, and you can click on over to his point of view, as he is currently on another camera on this channel. So make sure you check him out and show him a bit of support, give him some shit. I don't care. But anyway, Ronnie Osmer is going to be your leader here, as everybody looks like they took 4 tires here this time. So. But Will Glynn, 0.2 in his box. I wonder if he's had a bit of a problem there. And Rob Jenkins has put it on the hauler here, Scott.
He sure has. First one officially out of the race. 4 cautions already, and Rob Jenkins, who started on the front row, is one of the guys that's out of the race.
After a collision with the person that started on the pole.
Well, now he just came back in, so he might have been having some issues. Might be having trouble getting out of the pits. Might be one of them deals where he's stuck in the pits.
Well, Mark and Rob Jenkins are actually brothers, so I wonder if they're in the same house and having the same issues.
Could be.
As Mark Jenkins pounds the wall while he was coming out of pit, he comes out of pit road. That's probably going to extend the caution here.
No, not yet. We're going here. No extension.
Yeah, Mark Jenkins and Rob Jenkins both having issues. It looks like Mark Jenkins is having some huge tech problems right now because it looks like the car just keeps going straight up into the wall. Like literally driving straight.
Yeah, it's a connection issue.
Yeah.
Green flag's out. We're racing again.
Yeah, and I'm not even live.
Let's see if we can get some green flag laps under our belt here. We've had very few. As we work lap 33, we've already had 4 cautions. 1 guy out of the race so far. Everybody else of the 14 that started still in this thing, so still wide open on who might win it. But right now, Ronnie Osmer is the guy to beat as he is on the point.
Yeah, we
got a 3-car battle back here for second.
Yeah, side by side between Byron Rodney and Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth getting the better run out of 4. Parks is just sitting back there. No, he's not. He's going to dive it in there into turn 1 on Byron Rodney. Rodney getting shuffled out wide there. That might let Kevin Pasky in as well. Pasky going to sit behind him. Michael Atkins Jr. is starting to make his way forward again now. And one man we haven't spoken much about tonight is Robert Dudley. He's sitting back there in P7 right now. So Dudley currently running in the top 10 in the ALS Foundation number 49.
I've seen old Robert Dudley in a while. That's the first time I've seen Dudley, I think, since the 500.
Yeah, good to see him out on track.
And he almost didn't run that race. We hadn't seen him in a while before that race. I don't really see a whole lot of Robert Dudley here lately. Hope you're doing all right, Robert.
Yeah. Well, yesterday he was reminiscing about the Penny Dudley Memorial, which happened exactly 1 year ago yesterday.
Yeah, I saw what you wrote. I got a chuckle out of that.
Oh, we should make it a yearly thing. An annual thing, you know?
That's not what I was chuckling about. That's about what you wrote.
Okay. I get what you mean.
Go back and read it.
Yeah. Like I said, I have no filter, so I don't know what I've written even after I've written it.
It wasn't anything real bad. It was just funny how you wrote it out, that's all.
But anyway, Ronnie Osborne's still your leader here with Jeff Hollingsworth chasing him down now as they come out of turn 4. We're on about to start lap 38 of 200, so the laps are ticking off very nicely. Stephen Parks, we didn't see it, but Parks up to 3rd place now, and Byron Rodney in 4th. Michael Atkins Jr. has actually got around Kevin Pasky as well now, so Atkins Jr. on the move as he's trying to close in on Byron Rodney, going to try and dive it in there, but not close enough. Made the way out of 4. Here's the chance for Atkins Jr. now on Byron Rodney, going to dive it in there again. Rodney going to defend to that outside line, and Byron Rodney might actually keep this as far as the dog leg at least anyway, as Atkins Jr. going to dive it right down to the bottom and takes away that position just as easily as he got pole this evening. So good move there by Atkins Jr. Rodney not going to let him get away though.
Yeah, just an update from the 89 on pit road. He's still sitting on pit road, so he never, even though he came back in the room, he never back out on the track. He's 9 laps down, so we're down to 13 of the 14 that started left in this race, Sam, with Jenkins being the only one out.
Yeah. Ronnie Osborne, and the battle between Ronnie Osborne and Jeff Hollingsworth still raging on, however. The 55 still out in front with the 42, just keeping a moderate distance between those two right now, as not really going to make any rash moves this early in the race, and I for one don't blame him. Further back, there's Michael Atkins Jr. Byron Rodney now under pressure from Kevin Pasky and Robert Dudley. So there's a battle on for the last spot in the top 5 between the two teammates and the man that drives for No Limit Racing. That is Robert Dudley. His teammate Chris Walker not able to make the call here tonight as he's in a different state. So unfortunate for that one. Chris Walker runs in this series as well now, Scott.
Right on.
So,
well, I'll tell you what, the battle for the lead is starting to heat up as Jeff Hollingsworth is starting to apply the pressure to Ronnie Osmer. He is right there, basically riding in his back seat, letting him know, if you make a mistake, I'm taking the lead from you.
yeah, and he's right there. Any mistake from Ronnie, and you know Jeff is going to pounce all over it, but Ronnie is a kid that makes very few mistakes. As Byron would say, very much knows how to drive a pretty wheel.
I don't know. I've never seen a pretty wheel. Is that different from an ugly wheel?
I don't know. I mean, the steering wheel in the goat looks pretty nice, you know.
It's pretty when you win, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a pretty steering wheel.
I was on about the steering wheel in your car, but that's just going to make it look weird now. A pretty steering wheel in a pretty car. There you go. But it's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to be a beast. But never mind.
Exactly.
Go a bit further back to this battle for the last spot of the top 5. It's slowly becoming a 4-car battle as Charlie Woods is starting to close the gap between himself and Robert Dudley. And here comes Kevin Pasky taking a look on the outside. Is he going to try and make a move on Byron Rodney? No, he's not.
We got a 4-car train right here. It's quite the little battle. I've been watching that battle for the lead up there, but got a little battle heating up back here. This could get interesting.
There's a little battle brewing up between Will Glenn and Jordan Barry back there for the 9th spot, but we're going to keep focusing on this as Pasky finally gets the inside line and Byron Rodney goes to the bottom of the dog leg, takes away that 5th spot. So Pasky promoted back up to the top 5. Byron Rodney just seems to be falling backwards right now.
Yeah, right now, still a long way to go. We haven't even hit the 1/4 flag yet. We're only on lap 47 now of the 200, so not even a quarter of the way through this thing.
No, but we're getting closer as... oh, Rodney scrapes the wall there. You don't want to make that mistake again, sir, otherwise you're going to end up in the serious trouble as Robert Dudley now going to dive it in on Byron Rodney after that mistake. And they're side by side as they come out of turn 4. Byron Rodney going to win that little skirmish there as Charlie Woods very close, and Byron Rodney scraping the wall again out of turn 2.
Meanwhile, up front, Hollingsworth is just all over Oscar's bumper, waiting for the mistake. It just hasn't come yet. The 55 is hitting his marks in every corner. But here's Hollingsworth approaching even closer now.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with Hollingsworth there, just as while this battle's going on.
And you might get a little bumper action here soon. He hasn't gotten that close yet, but he's getting closer and closer.
And they're coming up on lap traffic as well. I can't see who that is. That might be Hoot Baker.
It's a 33. It's Jenkins.
Ah, Mark Jenkins.
Mark Jenkins.
It doesn't look like Jenkins is going to get out of the way anytime soon, as they're coming up on him very quickly. Yeah.
No, he's getting out of their way. Good man. That cost Hollingsworth a little bit of time, though, just coming up on that slower traffic. It cost him a couple car lengths here, but we'll see if he can make that back up. Jeff's been there this whole time, so I'm thinking he'll have plenty of ample opportunity to make that distance back up and put the pressure back on.
Yeah, and they've got a decent gap over Michael Atkins Jr., who's there in 3rd place, just getting up to the back of Mark Jenkins now.
Yeah, but if you remember Atkins Jr., ooh, we got contact for 33.
Yep, scraping the wall coming out of 2.
Yeah, he just did it again. I think he's going to pit road. I think he's calling it an evening. We got another one on pit road as well. I can't see who that one is. There's 2 of them on pit road, though. That
would be Mr. Antonucci. He's bringing it down pit road. We might be having green flag pit stops here at this point.
It could be. Usually about 30, 35 laps is about all the tires will hold up. Sometimes at these short tracks a little longer, but depending on the tire model. I haven't been calling any of these races, so I don't know what the tire model's like.
Yeah, because everybody's really spread out right now. Robert Dudley.
Oh, we got Pasky is in the wall again. Heavy contact for the 7. See if that slows him down any, as we got a little bit of action going on here behind him.
Yeah, that's Robert Dudley and Byron. That's not Byron Rodney. That's
89.
Yeah, there's Byron Rodney, Charlie Woods, and Robert Dudley. 89. That's Rob Jenkins. Sorry.
Yeah, he's back out on track. He was sitting on pit road, but he is back out there, so that wasn't a battle for position.
Yeah,
Mark Jenkins just disconnected from the room, so now Mark Jenkins is out of the race, as Rob Jenkins is back in the race.
Yeah, unfortunate for Mark Jenkins, he never really got out of the starting blocks, to be fair, so...
Oh.
Just unfortunate for him.
Antonucci lost 2 laps by pitting there. So, depending on where you're at, you could lose 2 laps. Now Antonucci's down 3 laps. Is he still sitting on pit road?
No, he's on track. He's
right,
just ahead of Hoot Baker.
So he lost 3 laps making that pit stop.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and there is Hoot Baker in the number 82 machine. Just running all by himself, having a quiet race, having a quiet Friday night drive, so no problems there. Back at the front, though, this battle's still raging on between Ronnie Osmer and Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth is not letting Osmer get away at all.
Yeah, but Ronnie's put a little bit of distance on him. Ever since they had the issues with that slower car, he's been able to keep about a 4 or 5 car length distance on him.
Yeah. Question is, if we do stay green, how will this affect the positions through the pit stops? I mean, anything can go wrong between now. We still have 143 laps remaining in this race. It's going to be tough to tell who's going to come out on top of this one, even though everybody's all spread out and just racing nice and clean right now. Just want to get a quick update on the weather right now. We currently have... It's very cool out there, actually, which is surprising for Arizona. 69 Fahrenheit air temperature, and track temperature is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. So very, very cool out there for Arizona.
Well, it gets cool at night depending on what time of year it is.
True.
It wouldn't be, I don't think, in June, but this is a simulator. We can manipulate the weather however we see fit.
Yeah. Speaking of manipulations, look at Jeff Hollingsworth now. He's starting to close that gap between himself and Ronnie Osmer. But I think this is a pretty decent distance between Osmer and Hollingsworth. You don't want to be making any ridiculous moves. I mean, we're about to be ticking over to 61 laps into this race now, and it's too early to be making stupid moves, and I think Hollingsworth and both Hollingsworth and Osmer realise this.
Oh, yeah. Long way to go, so nobody's going to try to do anything too stupid. We still got 2 green flag stops coming up, and that's why these guys haven't pitted yet. They're trying to make this on 2 more stops, trying to stretch this out.
Speaking of which, Kevin Pasky brings it pit side. I wonder if he's had a bit more damage to deal with on that Palmetto Distillery's number 7. Brings it into his box.
And just looking at... Sorry, I was just going to say, just looking at the fuel, they're running a full load, so they could go for quite a bit of distance here.
Yeah, we're just focusing in on Paskwich here to see if he's going in to repair some damage. He's already 1 lap down. Just a routine stop there for Paskwich. He's down and away and out of pit road. So just routine stuff there for the number 7. Not really any battles of note here, apart from the battle between the leaders. Robert Dudley and Charlie Woods are pretty close together, though. The lights have just come on around Phoenix as well.
Yeah, I figured at some point this would turn into a night race.
Yep. So there's Robert Dudley and Charlie Woods. The gap is grown a bit between Ronnie Osmer and Jeff Hollingsworth. There is a battle between Byron Rodney and John Barry. I missed that one almost. Byron, I think he might have collected a bit too much damage by brushing the wall coming out of 2, because he looks pretty slow right now.
Well, he's doing a good job of maintaining his spot for the time being. We'll see how it goes as the tires wear on here. He's got to be starting to feel the tires, and yeah, here we go.
Yeah, here goes Jordan Barry to the inside now.
He's trying. Byron's been using that outside lane, though, to keep his momentum up. But, yeah, no, I think it's just too much on the bottom. And there goes the 26.
Yeah, Jordan Barry using that apron to his advantage. Rodney going to try and have another stab at him, though. Barry running a bit wide there through 3 and 4, so that's going to let Byron Rodney back in now. They're going to be side by side as they come down past the line towards turn 1. Is Rodney going to dive it in? Yes, he is, and he's going to take that position back there, Scott.
Well, he's going to try. I don't know if he's going to be successful, though. He still hasn't passed him.
No, did have a nose out in front, but they're still side by side. Now, yeah.
It looked like he was going to clear him, but now he's still now he's got him. As I said, 26 trying to fight back on that high side, but as they went through the corner, they just continued to lose momentum, and Byron cleared him.
Kudos to Jordan Barry. The last 2 races I've broadcasted, and he's been running the wrong freaking number because of this stupid custom numbers thing. So, kudos for him for actually running the correct number tonight. But anyway, that's that battle done and dusted pretty much, as Byron Rodney already starting to get away from Jordan Barry. Charlie Woods and Robert Dudley still a close run thing, and Ronnie Osborne and Jeff Hollingsworth still the gap holding out at 0.3 of a second, but they're coming up on Hoot Baker, who's going to move out of the way and let them by.
You know, Jeff's just been pretty much riding his coattails since this thing started. Or this restart, anyway.
I wonder if he's been taking tips off Keith Mayato, because he's just silently stalking Ronnie right now.
It's just not one to really be over-aggressive and, be in a big hurry, unless he has to be. He's one to just pace himself and wait for the opportunity to arise. If he's got to get aggressive, he will, but for the most part, he's a pretty patient driver.
Yep. And the gap is very close this time by. Almost up to his bumper was Jeff Hollingsworth. And it looks like Michael Atkins Jr. is starting to close the gap as well. So these guys negotiating their way around lap traffic and battling amongst themselves is actually letting Michael Atkins Jr. close that gap between the 3 of them now.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, man. He did take the pole, so they got to be careful about that, letting him back in this thing. He could take it away from both of them. Green flag pit stops, I think, are going to play a big role in this race, though. Especially if this thing stays green. It's starting to get a good, nice, long green flag feel to it. And usually when you get these things cleaned up with so few cars and get them going on these big, long green flag runs, it'll stay green. And with no stages and no guaranteed cautions, we could be going to the end here. You never know.
Yeah, and with 13 cars is still quite a lot of cars out there. I mean, there's still a chance a caution could happen. We hope it doesn't happen, but there's still a chance it could happen with this many cars, and that's quite a lot for Phoenix as well. And you're right, yeah, pit stops could be a factor here, and Michael Atkins Jr. probably doing the right thing here, just sitting back and saving his tyres at this point.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how far these guys are going to be able to go as far as stretching the fuel, and I wonder if they could make this on one more stop and not 2. Whoa, Osborne having a moment there with the lap car, trying to get by lap traffic here, but almost had a big wiggle there that almost disrupted the car, so good thing he held on to that thing.
Yeah, that was his teammate Will Glynn that they're going around there, as Osborne taking a very deep line through the dogleg, and that's probably where he's getting the gap from, taking that ultra deep line going for the dogleg, and Will Glynn hitting the wall there going through 3 and 4. That's not going to help him.
And you were talking about Atkins Jr. just a couple laps ago. He was 1.7 seconds back that time by. He's 1.5 back, so he's clipped off a couple tenths. He's coming.
Yeah, and we're going to go back to this battle between Byron Rodney and Jordan Barry. That's still raging on there for P7 right now. It was for P8, but Hoot Baker has since taken it pit side. So, actually, no, Will Glynn has actually taken it pit side since. So, he has fallen back. Byron Rodney still holding on to that P7 spot. He's 8 seconds behind Charlie Woods, so he's lost a lot of time in his last few laps. But that's no problem for Jordan Barry. He's happy to stay there and just battle it out with the man in the 75. Very casual racing we're seeing here tonight. The start was a bit hectic, but everybody being very casual and giving each other respect right now.
Yeah, now that we got this thing rolling, we had 4 cautions in the first 32, 33 laps, whatever it was. And since we've got the green flag since that last caution, things have been smooth. So let's hope they keep up this kind of pace.
Yeah.
We currently still have 8 on the lead lap of the 13 that are remaining in the race. Actually, I think, we still have 13 out there. I wasn't sure if Rob was still out there, but he's out there.
18 laps down, but yeah.
Yeah, he must have made another pit stop. Lost a couple more laps. I don't think he was that many down, but he might have been. I wasn't really paying attention to it.
Yeah, when he disconnected and reconnected, he was just sat there in pit road for a long time. So.
Well, yeah, I did that report on him where he was like 9 laps down, but after that, I quit paying attention if he came out. And I don't know if he lost some more laps or not, but he's out there.
The battle between Robert Dudley and Charlie Woods starting to heat up now. The gap between them is about half a second. Charlie Woods every now and again closing that gap between himself and the 49. There is Robert Dudley coming out of turn 4 actually. And Woods is right there. Kevin Pasky is starting to make his way back from the field after taking that pit stop. He is 1 lap down, but on fresher tyres than everybody else. 49 laps they've been on these tyres now, Scott.
Yeah, quite a bit of time. But they can probably go another good 30 laps or so on the fuel. Maybe not that far. But they can still go quite a bit more distance on the fuel. So I'm wondering how far they're going to try to stretch this and see if they could possibly make this on one more stop. I'm not thinking they can get into that one-stop window, but you never know.
Yeah, as we've got side-by-side action.
Called one of these races. Oh!
Oh, big contact between Barry and Rodney, and that's right in front of the lead as well. Yeah.
It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Still not over yet. Hollingsworth slowed up here, losing a little bit of momentum to the 26th. Oh, yeah, that's going to cost Hollingsworth a lot. Man, tough break for Jeff there. Still got a lap car in front of him.
Finally gets around him, but all that melee has let Michael Atkins Jr. close the gap considerably now. So he's within a shot, but he's got to get around these 3 cars as well. So all this melee that's going on around the leaders, it's helping Michael Atkins Jr. a lot right now.
Yeah, he has started to fade back, actually. Since I reported that he'd got within 1.5, he'd fallen back to 1.7, almost 1.8, and now that allowed him to cut some of that off, so it helped him out. But now they've cleared the traffic, trying to clear the traffic, and he's having some issues back there. Right now, trying to get by Byron. He just cleared Byron. Now he's got to start working on the 26, but it's costing him time having to work through this slower traffic.
Yeah, and Jeff Hollingsworth has wasted no time getting up to the back of Ronnie Osmer. The gap back down to 0.3 of a second. So Jeff Hollingsworth not going to let that little bit of trouble get to him. He's just going to keep it facing forward and race on, as Jeff would say normally. Race on.
The only thing is they got a guy 18 laps down right here behind him. I'm wondering what kind of pressure he's going to put on these guys, and hopefully it won't cause any kind of incidents.
I'm hoping not, because I saw a guy that was over 20 laps down take out the leader in last night's race.
Yeah, honestly, that's some bullshit. Those, when that kind of stuff happens, it's like, why are you even out on the track? And you see the leaders coming. I mean, you should, when you're that many laps down, you should take it upon yourself, just for your own dignity, to make sure that you're not that guy. But people still do it. I don't get it. It's called no track awareness.
I'm guessing it's more of a pride thing than anything else, but I don't know.
I'm not buying that.
Oh.
More like an idiot thing.
Yeah.
I stopped forgiving those people a long time ago to do that shit. If you're going to do that shit, you're going to take the abuse that comes with it.
And as you could probably tell, ladies and gentlemen, that sort of thing is a big no-no in Top Fuel.
Oh, I've had it happen to me. It happened to me earlier in the season. It happened actually in that race where it happened to me. It happened to 3 different leaders by 3 different lap cars in that race.
Antonucci back in pit road. And another routine pit stop for Antonucci. Doesn't seem to be enjoying this race so far tonight, but I don't know, he just doesn't seem to be having fun out there tonight.
Yeah, it seems like a tough night for Johnny. He lost 3 laps on that pit stop that he made earlier, and he's since lost another one. He's 4 laps down now. 5 now. So, yeah, it's a tough night for Johnny back there in 12th place. We got 5 cars left on the lead lap, and we have 6 cars, 1 lap down. So 6 of those guys are hoping for a caution right now. But we've gone so far that a lot of those guys, even though they've pitted, they would have to come back in and get tires again because the leaders have just continued to stay out and turn laps.
Yeah, and I apologise that I keep going back to Ronnie Osborne and Jeff Hollingsworth, but this is your closest battle on track now, and it's quite fitting that it is your closest battle because it's a battle for the lead, so you've got to keep focus on it.
Yeah, at least it gives us something to talk about. It's an interesting factor of this race. It's what I was talking about earlier, where you get these long green flag runs and everybody gets out there running by themselves, and just basically it's a single file practice session, but there's a race going on. But Jeff Hollingsworth said, no. I'm going to let you know I'm still here. I'm here to win this thing, and I'm not going away. So,
yeah, you think
that's just a competitor in Hollingsworth.
Yeah, you think lap traffic can get rid of me? Bitch, please.
Nope. Been there, done that. Seen that sequel.
I've seen all of them movies, but anyway. Jeff Hollingsworth still...
cars are like moving landmines, folks. Moving landmines.
Especially when they're battling right in front of you as well.
Yeah, oh God. That's the worst.
Yeah. I can only imagine how Ronnie and Jeff felt when they saw Byron and Jordan battling out right in front of them, but they managed to get through it okay. Jeff Hollingsworth has recovered. So much so that they've actually extended their lead over Michael Atkins Jr. by over a second now.
I'm sure I can almost repeat word for word what both of them probably said when that was going on, but I won't.
What the hell are they doing, for God's sake?
Something of that reference, yeah, right along those lines.
So last driver on the lead lap will be Charlie Woods, and he's still sitting there right behind Robert Dudley right now. Just biding his time, I should imagine.
On the lead lap in 5th. How about old Robert Dudley and the run he's having tonight up there in 4th place? I gotta say, man, that's a pretty impressive run for old Robert Dudley.
Absolutely. Had some
gotta stay focused though.
He's had some tough times over the past year though, so the past 18 months. I'll say sorry.
Well, it's good to see him run strong here tonight in the desert. As we approach the halfway point, 7 laps away.
And Ronnie Osmer, still your leader, but look at the gap between Osmer and Hollingsworth now. Holyfield's not here tonight.
He's back. That's what I was saying about old Jeff, man. He ain't going away. And look at this. He is right there now. This is one of the best runs I've seen him get all night. And Osmer says, nah, we won't be having that. He saw that coming. He slammed the door on that.
And Osmer's a legitimate stock car racer, so he knows how to defend his line.
You might see a little bumper action here. Jeff might give him the old bump and run. Excuse me, coming through. Coming up on green flag pit stops, I would think. But that also matters if they can get to a fuel window where they can make it on one more stop. If they can get to that window, trust me, these 2 guys will get there.
Yeah, you can bet your bottom dollar. If these 2 come to blows out on track, there's one man is just sitting back there waiting for something to happen, and that's the man in the 48, Michael Atkins Jr., just cruising around right now. The gap is 3 seconds between Michael Atkins Jr. and Jeff Hollingsworth. So
yeah, I think he used up all his tires driving through traffic. He's definitely faded back as this run's going on.
Absolutely.
Here comes Hollingsworth. That answers the question. They will not.
Oh!
Hollingsworth lost it coming into the pits. Got on the brakes too hard. Old tires went sideways. That's going to cost him a chance to win this race. Still trying to get it going. Might have got a penalty as well. Man, that's a damn shame by Jeff Hollingsworth right there.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hope for a caution now.
Definitely. Or Osmer make the same mistake. Osmer's coming in now. He's taking it easy. He's got to be careful.
And he does.
He got her woed down. Yeah, that was perfect. He got her woed down. He's going to be golden. Now, when does the 48 come in? How long will the 48 come out or stay out? if he's got fuel in the car, I would not put it past him to see this guy stay out as long as he possibly can. To hope maybe a caution comes out with these guys. Maybe he saw that Hollingsworth having issues, hoping that somebody will make a mistake. Either that or he's coming now, one or the other. And he stays out. So he will likely stay out for as long as he can.
Robert Dudley staying out as well. He's up to second place now.
And Woods is on pit road.
And in comes Robert Dudley.
Meanwhile, the 48, no signs of coming to pit road. He's going to play the caution game. He's hoping right now somebody makes a mistake. No signs of coming to pit road. I don't know if he's going to get that mistake, though. Everybody seems to be getting on pit road all right, other than Hollingsworth. I know Jeff's got to be mad at hell at himself right now that he made that mistake.
Yeah, as Robert Dudley gets into his box, Byron Rodney into pit road as well now. Jeff Hollingsworth
all the way back to 8th place.
Yeah, he's going to be one unhappy man. I'll be right back, Scott.
All right. Well, meanwhile, we do have a race going on here, and Michael Atkins Jr. in the 48 has yet to pit, refusing to come to pit road now, trying to play the caution game. He has the entire field a lap or more down. So if the caution were to come out now, this guy would be golden because everybody would be a lap down, and everybody's got laps on the tires. So if they stayed out, they'd have old tires, and he'd have 4 Mr. Feelgood. So as of right now, the 48 has control of this thing. We'll just see how it shakes out here, and we'll see if he has to pit or if we get a caution. While we wait on Sammy to come back. And that'll answer your question, folks. The 48 is coming to pit road. He's all out of petrol. He's going to come down and get 4 Mr. Feelgoods and a full tank. We'll see how this shakes out. But it should be the 55 of Ronald Osmer back in the lead once this all cycles through.
Yeah, and Ronnie Osborne making his way through the dog leg just as I say that. Going to put a lap on Robert Dudley, it seems, and he does.
Welcome back, Sammy.
Thank you. I just had to take a painkiller. Got a bit of toothache, so.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, man.
That's alright. I've had worse.
Well, you didn't miss much while you were gone. The 48 pitted. That was about it.
Yeah, and he's in his pit box right now as Jeff Hollingsworth screams by. Hollingsworth is on a tear right now, already back up to P3. And he's going to be chasing down Stephen Parks, but Stephen Parks on much older tyres. 23 laps on those tyres. He's going to be caught very easily by Jeff Hollingsworth. It seems.
Definitely. 23 laps, yeah, he'll run him down with ease. It'll take a little while, but they'll get there.
Well, the gap is only 6.5 seconds, so.
Yeah, he's probably mowing him down. Probably a good second and a half, 2 seconds a lap. And Sammy, we've been joined in the booth here by Mr. Byron Rodney. Byron, what happened out there tonight, man?
Well, due to the constraints of real-life work, i.e. driving, transferring from an 18-wheeler right into a fast 4-wheeler on Phoenix International Speedway doesn't translate real well. Needed a little more practice time. That track, let me tell you what, normally when you do a 2-tire stop, you expect the car to loosen up. Not the case here, man. This track is getting tighter and tighter as the night goes on.
Yeah, and tough break for you there, Byron, but you were in charge of our other camera out there tonight. Must have been good to have people watching you while you're racing there.
Yeah, it was, Sam, and I know we're testing things out with ESPN and for our new sponsor, iFlag, so we can have maybe a little something special that we might pull off and debut to everybody at
Think about it. Wait for it. I'll wait.
Yeah, well...
Watkins Glen.
Well, no, actually, we're going to test it at Watkins Glen. I'm thinking on making, talking to you about, see if we can debut it to the World Spa.
Sounds like a good idea, and we know Scott's going to be with us for that one, so that sounds fun.
Yeah, I will be running in Spa.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. And I do actually have some beta testers out there that were testing out the user selectable screens tonight, and it's going to give you feedback on the YouTube channel.
Yay! I'm gonna.
So I do want to send a shout out to MK for MK Motorsports is taking care of doing some beta testing for us tonight.
That's cool. That's cool. But I will be doing that broadcast in parts this time. I did a. If you cast your mind back to last year, I tried to do a full 24-hour live stream, and 1 year on, it's still friggin' rendering.
Well, not to interrupt you guys right now, but we have got quite the battle going on for 6th and 7th place here, directly in front of the leader, and nobody is waving a white flag for Ronnie Osmer. So I'm hoping that Ronnie can get through this thing. Looks like we're going to get it sorted out, but that was getting pretty interesting there for a lap or so.
And Ronnie Osmer, this is really falling into his lap right now. That spin by Jeff Hollingsworth really helping out the man in the 55, but having to negotiate his way around this lap traffic really not helping his cause right now.
No, not right now, but he's got quite a bit of buffer, so I mean he's got over 9 seconds back, so he's all right.
Look for that buffer to turn into 10 seconds, 11 seconds, and 12 seconds when it comes to Mr. Osmer.
Actually, it went down there because he's losing this time here, so he's still losing time because he's still behind Dudley. So,
speaking of his rival in this race, Jeff Hollingsworth, look where he is right now. He is right on the rear bumper of Stephen Parks, and he's actually going to make a move coming out of 4. Parks just has nothing for him on those older tyres and just lets him on by.
Yeah, and Hollingsworth needs to get on by because he lost a little bit of time on that lap, so now he needs to get this clean track in front of him and start knocking off some time, and hopefully he can make a little bit of that up. Maybe Ronnie will make a mistake and help out on the next pit stop.
You know, speaking of Stephen Parks in the number 3 car, the Good Wrench number 3 with the rainbow paint job, I want to send a shout out to him. Normally, he's been out there apologizing to us for, being in the way or making a dumb move. But I got to give him props, man. Tonight, he has got his stuff dialed in, and this track working good for him, holding down P3.
I can't say Michael Whitaker would be happy with the fact that Stephen Parks is running a tie-dye scheme tonight, though.
And a caution out.
Oh, wow. And caution is out, you are right. And that's Kevin Paskowicz involved again. Did exactly what he did the first time he wrecked there. Hit the wall. Tried to save it this time, but unfortunately hit the inside wall. Paskowicz not enjoying turn 4 tonight.
Now I'm backing up my feed to see what happened there with him. To riding along with Kevin Paskowicz. Yep. It's like I was saying, this track is getting tighter and tighter as the night goes on. Looks like he just got tight and rode it up into the wall coming off of turn 4.
And Scott, that is going to have helped Jeff Hollingsworth a lot here tonight. Lost all that time in pit road. Lost all that time in pit road, but that caution really helps him out now.
That was a life raft right there, man. Throw me a life raft! There it was.
And he certainly got it. Question is, I'm going to assume they're going to bring it down pit road because they're like plus 15 on their tires. So
now the question is, though, will they have enough fuel? I don't think they will. I don't think they'll have enough fuel from here to make it to the end. I think they will have to make one more stop, even if this were to stay green the rest of the way.
Well, Sam, when I retired the car due to damage, I had about 4 laps of fuel left in my tank. That'll give you an idea of a fuel run here at Phoenix in the car.
Yeah, guys, I want to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
They did about 69 laps on the fuel run, so they won't make it to the end on fuel.
And also, don't forget the great equalizer, the caution flag, and also in your pit strategy now, thanks to the iRacing update, we have green-white checkers, and I can tell you for a fact, we have 3 attempts at it tonight.
Yeah, they had 3 attempts at it on Monday. I know you were watching it from your truck there on Monday. What did you make of that one?
Sam, it was interesting to watch. It's something new. It brings a whole new dynamic to iRacing. There's a couple more issues I'd like to see fixed, and I think iRacing's actually on the right track with the green-white checker attempts in the NASCAR series.
They need to put a restart zone in there as well, because there's not really a restart zone when it comes to those sort of things. But definitely an interesting and a very good choice for iRacing to bring in the green-white checkers as Stephen Parks actually beat Jeff Hollingsworth out of pit road. Not sure what happened there. Hollingsworth was 15 seconds in his stall, whereas Parks was 13 seconds in his stall, so that might explain why he was out there first. But yeah, Monday was... I completely lost my cool on Monday, I will admit.
Yeah, you know what? Super speedways, it's its own animal.
Yeah. And what did you make of the controversy at the end there, though?
Well, I kind of watched it, kind of formed my own opinion, and then I actually saw the appeals for it, the conversation for it behind the scenes with the admin. And you know what? I think we're kind of leaning towards the way of, hey, guys, boys are going to be boys. Get out there and race. If you're going to bang doors and bump, hey, just like tonight before I got retired, I was racing tight with Jordan Berry there. I don't know if you caught it, but Jordan, he got tired of having me, pinch him down in those corners so I could get back around him with momentum. Door banged me up to the wall. Hey, that's racing, and I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, and let's talk about that for a second, because you guys nearly had an incident there right in front of the leaders. That must have been scary for you.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Osmer came on the radio chat and said that was a total butt pucker moment for him. Little dicey, but yeah, that was, I'm calling it good, hard racing. I'm not mad at Jordan. Jordan and I were racing. We were giving each other respect, but you know what? I'll admit, I was pinching him on that corner, and he was like, no, you're not, and said, hey, get out of my way, with a little bit of a bang in the door, washed me wide, wrecked the other side, spun it to the inside wall. Bye-bye, Byron. That was my fault, but, not mad at him. This is what we're looking for in this league. This is what we want to invite other people to join this league. Come race with us, especially on a Friday night. Coming around for the green flag.
Yeah, as Ronnie Osbert jumping out to that lead already, and look at Jeff Hollingsworth jumping to the inside of Stephen Parks and collects the apron in the process, almost losing the back end. He's going to lose a ton of momentum, and there goes Robert Dudley to his outside.
Yeah, he blinked out right before he touched that line. I wonder if that had something to do with it. Yeah, it was a good save by Hollingsworth. They definitely disrupted that car.
Michael Atkins taking advantage of that whole bobble, moving himself up into P3. Hollingsworth falling right back on his back bumper.
Well, the 89 and Charlie there almost got into it. That was close.
Yeah.
89, multiple laps down.
Yeah, 18 laps down still is Rob Jenkins, as he's back there in that car. As we've only got 3 cars, 1 lap down now. Kevin Pasky, after bringing out that last caution, he's 1 lap down. In P8, though, still a top 10 for him. But Stephen Parks, the biggest winner out of that caution. Remember, he was multiple laps on those tyres. And that caution couldn't come at the better time for him, because that has promoted him up to 2nd now, especially after beating Hollingsworth out of pit road.
Well, the other thing about Stephen Parks, normally every broadcast I do for ESPN, I call a driver to watch for the race. Scotty, you've been my driver to watch many times. Sam, you've been my driver to watch 1 time as well. Tonight, after being on the track, watching these cars go around, I was calling Stephen Parks as my driver to watch, and he's up there holding down P2.
And Johnny Antonucci just took it behind the wall, so we have lost another driver.
Yeah, we're down to 11 now. Well, 10 if you discount Rob Jenkins, because this is pretty much a glorified test session for him right now.
Yeah, but he's still out there. So we got 11 on the track. We got 7 that are on the lead lap, and we got 3 that are a lap down. So 11 total. And 10 of them still competitively in this race.
And Ronnie Osmer is checked out. He's gone.
Yeah, Ronnie Osmer, that kid, 19, 20 years old, in college, runs a race car on his own, so he misses a lot of our league races. Runs a dirt car, runs a pavement car, going back to school and college in August, so he's only going to have limited time with us, but I really enjoy racing with this kid.
And you know what his major is in college, Scott?
That I do not.
Sports management.
Well, that's fitting. He wants to be a race car driver, so he wants to know how to manage his career. Whoa, almost contact between the 48 and 42. But just to touch on that, Ronnie's obviously planning on doing big things in the racing world, and he wants to learn how to manage his career. So that's a good thing to, major in if you're going to be a race car driver.
Wants to be the next Roger Penske.
Yeah, the Louisiana
It's
kid.
a hell of a goal to have.
Yeah. As here comes Hollingsworth now to the inside of Atkins Jr. Atkins Jr. going to use that high line to his advantage there and hold on to third place. But this battle really heating up between the 48 and the 42 now.
Well, I can tell you from experience, it is so hard in these cars to pass on the low lane. High line momentum it kind of gives you. But you're dancing a fine edge on that high line, getting too tight up into that outside wall.
And the 48's not just going to pull over and give it to him, that's for sure. I think he's made that pretty clear.
Absolutely not. And
he's costing Hollingsworth time, though, to Ronnie right now. And Jeff, I just feel like this race has slipped away from Jeff because Jeff is right there, had a chance to have the opportunity to make a pass for the lead. And ever since the mistake on pit road, it's just kind of been uphill from there.
Yeah. But Jeff Hollingsworth is so much like the Iceman. He just look at him, go to the inside of, force his way on the inside, making that pass stick. Atkins coming around to the outside, but Hollingsworth looks like he's going to lead that lap and take the preferred line into turn one.
Yeah, but watch Atkins Jr. though, still side by side as they come out of two. You've got to be very high. Hollingsworth's going to have to take a low line through the apron here, and does, and takes away that third spot from Michael Atkins Jr. Finally, now can set his sights on Stephen Parks up there in second place.
Yeah, if I was Parks, I'd be worried.
Yeah, I've never seen another driver manage tires and just hit his marks as well as Hollingsworth on a car, especially in these cars. Scotty, you run the open wheel cars. Those things are so responsive to your inputs. But these cars slip, slide, beat, and bang, and Hollingsworth is just right on his marks in this thing, just relentless.
Well, his forte is NASCAR racing. He just happened to come over and start racing open wheels. I was telling Sammy earlier, there was once upon a time he didn't know how to drive the open wheel, but he's learned. But anything I've ever seen this guy wheel, man, he's up on the wheel and he competes for top fives and podiums and wins. So he's a hell of a race car driver.
Michael Atkins Jr., meanwhile, is under pressure now from Robert Dudley. Dudley found some speed in that car and fancies a chance of getting up to fourth spot. Has had a very impressive run here tonight and definitely a contender for ESPN Driver of the Night as he's getting away from Charlie Woods and really putting Atkins Jr. under pressure now.
Yeah, Robert Dudley being the driver, most improved driver from last season in both trucks and the Xfinity cars that we ran last season in this league. He couldn't keep it on the track. It was just, as a fellow broadcaster of ours, Tony would say, a dumpster fire. But we had to hand it to him. Dudley has put in a lot of track time with Hollingsworth in practice and has learned this craft really well. My hat's off to him.
And speaking
I
of...
agree. He's got leaps and bounds. Also, he's another one of them drivers that when he first started driving on iRacing along with Stephen Parks, they struggled. And they've come a long way. Both him and Stephen both have come leaps and bounds as far as their finishes and their driving ability, just in general on the simulator itself.
Meanwhile, Hollingsworth is up to second after passing Parks through the dog leg. So now he's got his sights set on that 55 machine up the road. He's
there you go.
He's got almost a...
Right.
Oh no, that is Paskowicz again. Oh no, it might be Willie Glynn actually.
I was going to say it's been a tough night for the 7 if it's the 7 again.
Oh, it's tough on this track, Scotty. I can tell you because I was just on it.
I've raced here before in this car. I know it's not easy.
I don't know what the deal is with the car and the new package, but normally it loosens up a little bit. You get a better run with the nighttime setup as it transitions into night, but these cars are just getting tighter and tighter as we're seeing it.
And it was Paskowicz who brought the caution.
The weather's cool, so it's probably the setup. Or the setup's not made for cool weather because the temperatures are cooler.
And it was Paskowicz that actually brought out the caution, having another problem through turn 4 and absolutely slamming the inside wall on the exit there. So Paskowicz bringing out his third caution of the night and really not having a good night tonight.
And just looking at the track temperature is 70 degrees, so it just depends on how the setup was made and what kind of conditions it was made for. With these extremely cold conditions, it could be just that. That's why the car won't turn.
Well, to let you in on something, being a co-owner of this league myself, we run the iRacing fixed setup on this for everybody, and I'm the one that sets up the race service in the weather conditions and everything. This is the weather conditions you got, and the setup that's in the car is the iRacing default night setup, and we ran it with a transition from late afternoon.
Is it the same temperatures though? Is it the same weather and everything that they run?
We turned on dynamic weather. We call it spin the wheels of death.
Yeah, that's the difference.
There we are.
Yeah, that's the difference, because I'm almost sure the fixed rooms are all the same like they are in the IndyCar series, where they're around default weather, which is around 78 degrees and all that sort of stuff. Track temps, they vary, but the room temperature is usually about 78 degrees and about 55% humidity and 2-mile-an-hour wind north. So that's where the difference is.
Yeah, we decided here in the league that we want to actually encourage learning how to wheel the car.
Right on.
Once you learn how to wheel the car in adverse conditions, you can be yourself a better driver overall. And just, the only thing we ask is don't be an asshat in conversation. And hey, look, give each other room. But when it comes time to push the scramble button at the end stage of the race, no holds barred, go after it.
Have at it, boys. Somebody needs to tell NASCAR about that with the whole Johnny Sauter situation.
Don't get me started on NASCAR.
Wasn't it Brian France that actually turned around and said, "Have at it, boys"?
Yes, it was.
And yet he goes and reverses that by parking Sauter for a race.
Hey, Sam, while we got a caution on the track, can you do me a favor? I alluded to it earlier when I joined you in the booth, but talk to me about the new ESPN sponsor.
Yeah, we are now sponsored by iFlag. I'll bring up the graphic now, actually, while I'm thinking about it and trying to get rid of this friggin' toothache. We are sponsored by iRacing iFlag, a brand new sponsor that's joined us for this one as the lights go off on the pace car. Make sure you go to iRacingIFlag.com and get your own button box, and as a special reward, if you put in the promo code esports2019, you'll get 15% off your very own iFlag. So why don't check them out right now? And enjoy having the flags show up on you on a big shiny box. Anyway, the lights are off on the pace car. We're about to get them going once again. Scott, why don't you get them going this time?
All right, sounds good, man. The good news is we'll be able to go all the way to the end from here as far as the fuel goes. So if we don't have any more cautions, we're racing from here to the end. And it could be interesting between Hollingsworth and Osmer.
Yeah, they can go to the end on fuel, but I guarantee you they're screaming for tires every opportunity they get.
Race car's off. We're ready to go racing. We're ready to find out who's going to do what here. Green flag is out. Osmer gets a great start. Hollingsworth a little camped out there. 48 might be able to make a move on him. Nope. Hollingsworth slammed the door on him. Said no Girl Scout cookies here today. No thank you.
Now look
don't eat sugar in this house.
Yeah, Hollingsworth slamming the door on him, saying, "Hey, no, I'm going to hit the loud pedal better than you can. Get around the corner. Give P2 to Hollingsworth." And Michael Atkins Jr.'s got Robert Dudley all over his rear bumper.
Yeah, Robert Dudley really putting him under pressure right now. Stephen Parks falling back to P5 now, so having troubles in that number 3 good wrench machine. But look at Dudley there, trying to find a line underneath. He's going to go deep into the dog leg. And Atkins going to have the same idea. Atkins going to hold on to third place right now. But Jeff Hollingsworth now sees his chance to try and get the lead from Ronnie Osmer. Again, I can speak, I promise. As they come out of turn 4, complete another lap. We are just over 60 laps to go here, guys.
Don't feel bad, Sammy. I've been the same way tonight. I'm still trying to get my wheels back under me when it comes to calling these races with you. But yeah, Hollingsworth found out on that last restart. Here you go. He's making the move. He's tired of waiting. He's there. He's got position. He's got fresh tires. I don't know if Osmer's going to be able to fight back. He's trying. Jeff's got position. Jeff's got the lead. He's just got to drive it down into 1 here and be strong. But he knew on that last restart that he had to get going, and there's the result. Jeff Hollingsworth, after all that work, after the mistakes on pit road, he is now taking the lead away from Ronnie Osmer.
Yeah, Ronnie Osmer not wanting to give up that lead. Looking inside, outside, through the dog leg. Now he's got the inside line, the preferred lane around the course. And it's all about Hollingsworth pinching him down, taking that momentum away from him, and give that lap to Hollingsworth.
Yeah, as Hollingsworth doing everything he can to keep Osmer behind him, because Osmer's giving up that lead, but he definitely wants it back. Actually, Osmer's starting to fall back ever so slightly. Don't want to see that happen, as he's going to try and desperately close the gap, but he needs to watch his tyres. We've still got 58 laps of this race left remaining.
58 laps on 4 Dr. Feelgoods. You know, early in the run, yeah, you can make that car stick, but look for him to get tighter and tighter and wash out closer to that wall. You know where the ultimate speed comes from is getting every inch of that track usage, holding a pretty wheel, as we call it in NASCAR. Osmer and Hollingsworth and Osmer. Man, this is going to be a good finish.
Absolutely, as we're still watching the battle between Osmer and Hollingsworth. My God, Hollingsworth right now.
You've been taking pain medication for that tooth?
Yeah, I just took a couple of Nurofen. Anyway,
there you go.
So Osmer in second place. Atkins Jr. under pressure from Robert Dudley again. A bit further back, we've got more battles going on. Stephen Parks under pressure from Charlie Woods. And we've got a three-car battle here. Jordan Barry, Will Glynn, and no, that's Rob Jenkins in the back there, so not a factor there. Hoot Baker, 1 lap down, running by himself, but he's safely in the top 10. Another top 10 finish would really give a boost to his confidence here tonight. But looks like it's petering out now between Hollingsworth and Osmer, but we've still got plenty of this race left to go. And Scott, what do you reckon Ronnie's got to do at this point?
I think Ronnie's just sitting back trying to save his stuff right now, but Hollingsworth is a tire conservatist, so trying to outdo that to Hollingsworth is going to be tough, but I think that's what Ronnie's trying to do right now. I think he's trying to save his stuff. He's also got to, be aware of these guys behind him. They're not too far back. And, how about Robert Dudley, man? Robert Dudley is right here and is in position to maybe have an opportunity to win this race if things just shake out his way.
Yeah, all he's got to do is get around Michael Atkins Jr. and that, as we've seen,
he's applying the pressure right now. He's all over Atkins Jr.
Yeah, we've said it before a million times on our broadcast. It's one thing to catch him, but it's another thing to get around him. Because right now, Michael Atkins Jr. is taking a 6-foot wide or a 5-foot something wide car and making it feel 15 feet wide on that track. Dudley's got to do his work to get around him.
Oh, and that might be his advantage there as Atkins Jr. scrapes the wall coming down to 2. Dudley might have the run here, but Atkins Jr. defending very professionally there, going into 3 and 4. Good recovery as Ronnie Osmond now falling into the clutches of these two now.
Sure is. That's what I'm saying. Ronnie's got to protect his equipment right now because he's got to worry about these guys behind him, and Hollingsworth will drive off if he burns his stuff up.
No, and Hollingsworth, if you watch him, he's looking in the rearview mirror and he's seeing a 3-way battle for the second position. He's like, go after it, boys, because all I'm going to do is check out while you guys are 3 wide, 4, working on that damn position.
But Osmo does not want to be drawn into that battle either, because that is going to burn his stuff up either way. Atkins Jr. as there goes Robert Dudley to the inside. Great move, they're almost touching doors as they come out of 2. Atkins going to win that battle there, but that was a very close thing between the 49 and the 48.
Yep,
it sure was.
That's that low lane. You can get them the dive into the low lane, but you're going to wash up, and the high lane's going to carry that momentum. And that's what I was finding on this track. High lane wins out every time on those passes.
He's gearing up for another try here as they make their way out of turn 2 and down towards the dog leg. And Dudley definitely senses blood in the water. He's seen that Michael Atkins Jr. scraped that wall a couple of laps ago, and he knows that 48 might actually be wounded now, so he's just got to try and find a way past, but Atkins is defending very well here tonight.
Yeah, Atkins is one of the most more aggressive drivers out there in the track, but he does know how to wheel a car, especially a NASCAR car, the A car, or the truck, for that matter, in our other series. But he's not going to make it easy for Dudley to get around, and Dudley, he doesn't have too many shots to get at him before he wears the goodie right off those tires.
Yeah, and Atkins very close to the wall coming out of 4 as he's starting to close in.
Ooh, look at that run Dudley got. Wow.
Yeah.
Almost ran into the back there. In case you guys didn't notice, Robert Dudley is the biggest mover of the race so far tonight. Started 11th, worked his way up to 4th place so far, but is right here applying pressure to 3rd and 2nd place at this point. So a podium is within reach for the 49.
Yeah, I got to hand it to Robert Dudley. I've raced with him the past 3 seasons in this league, and the one thing I've noticed he's learned the most is patience. Look at him stalking the 48 right now. He's not pushing the issue too hard, but he's letting the 48 know, I'm right here. 48 makes a mistake, Dudley's going to go right around him.
Yeah, and let's not forget Stephen Parks is back there as well. He's biding his time just to...
He's actually been slowly reeling these guys in.
Yeah.
Now that they've all bunched up on each other, they're losing a little bit of time for the guys behind them, and Parks is slowly reeling them in. Here goes the 48, making a move on Osmer.
And he's going to get him. Unless Osmer can keep it wound up on the high side going through 3 and 4. It's not going to happen as Michael Atkins Jr. takes away second place. And Robert Dudley might fancy his chances here as he's going to try and dive it in into turn 1 as Osmer has his bases covered on that one.
He sure did. He thought better of that. He saw what Osmer was doing too, and he got on the brakes instead of driving it in there hard and getting into the back of him. So good job by Robert to be paying attention to what's going on in front of him.
Robert applying that logic. I've got to be there at the end to even have a shot at it. A less experienced driver, a less patient driver would have shot it in there and taken his chance. Probably wadded up 2 cars and killed his night.
But instead, he's still running in 4th place and having one of the best drives I've seen him have in a long time. So hopefully things continue to go well for him here and doesn't get hit by any gremlins before this thing's over.
And as much as these guys are battling it out right now, they're not exactly letting Hollingsworth get away. He's still only 7/10 of a second up the road. Not exactly flying away from everybody else is Mr. Jeff Hollingsworth. So he's within distance. If Hollingsworth made the mistake, then they're going to be right all over him.
I think what Jeff's up there doing is saving his equipment. He's seeing all this going on behind him, and I think Jeff's, with the kind of driver he is, already being a tire conservative, he sees this going on, so he doesn't have to drive that hard because they're racing so hard behind him.
That was going to be my point exactly. How much of that is these guys racing real hard and actually doing a good job, or how much of it is Jeff Hollingsworth just racing with his view to the rear view mirror saying, I'm not going to abuse my stuff. Let me just hold this little gap. That's all I need. And I'll save my stuff for the end.
Yeah, watching a relative.
So only 10 cars left in this race now after Kevin Paskwich decides to put his car on the hauler. He is done for the night, unfortunately. But amazingly, still 8 on the lead lap. Will Glynn is the last driver on the lead lap. He's about 1.5 seconds behind Jordan Barry. Jordan Barry himself is about 5.5 seconds back from Charlie Woods. The top 6, all within 3 seconds of each other. So, very close between those guys.
Throw a blanket over them.
And Rob Jenkins
They're
is
reeling
in
in
that.
Hollingsworth. Check this out. They're slowly reeling him in. So, could be a matter of maybe possibly burn up his stuff already. I wouldn't think so, but he could also just be up there playing possum.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How much of that is Jeff burned his stuff up, or is Jeff just going to hold that little gap saying, hey, look, I'm going to save it to the end because it looks like we're going to go green flag for a long time. It's going to take someone seriously stepping on their junk. The great equalizer to strategy, I've said it 1 billion times, the caution flag.
Yeah, with 38 laps to go here at Phoenix, so anything can happen between now and the checkered flag. We've already seen one green-white checkered this season, as we saw at Daytona when that one was broadcasted by Adam Chapman. Could we see it again here tonight? We'll soon find out as we're getting closer and closer to that checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen. As Michael Atkins Jr. hits the wall again coming out of 2. Well, scrapes the wall coming out of 2.
Yeah, just a little short track racing scrapes.
Well, you know what? I do broadcast for ESPN as part of this team. Sam, I appreciate the opportunity you've given me to do it. Scotty, I love being up here in the booth with you. I love broadcasting your races when I do. I just now realized I can turn on my ATVO and get my timing and scoring up here just now. What a dolt.
Well, I appreciate you covering the races when you stepped in for Tony and for Sam and all that, Byron. Everybody at Top Fuel Racing appreciates that.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I had to dump off Wednesday nights because I can't guarantee I'm home on a Wednesday night anymore. Driving 18-wheeler, you're going to be out there a bit. But I am on Saturday nights. Folks, ESPN, we cover on Wednesday nights. We bring you Top Fuel Racing with Scotty Brinson's league out there. Great open-wheel racing. And I also want to throw a shout-out to Tex Perry and the NASCOM league that we bring you on Saturday nights, and I'll be bringing that to you tomorrow night.
And let's not forget NASCOM, the team ESPN NASCOM are currently racing right now at Watkins Glen. They're just having a bit of a test race open and close brackets. Air quotes, as they are, as Marcus just couldn't wait until Sunday, so he did want it to run tonight. So,
well, I have news for you, Sam. I've noticed in my TeamSpeak for my league here at Pasky's, they're using my TeamSpeak. They're down there in room 1. I can drop down there and talk to them and get a status update if you like.
that would be helpful, thank you.
Let me do that. I'll be back.
Come on, Byron Rodney does that. We're just focusing in on Robert Dudley and Stephen Parks, as it looks like Robert Dudley has burned every single bit of rubber off those tires right now.
Yeah, it's been happening for the last 5 laps or so. I was noticing that Robert was starting to fall off. He's racing it so hard up there, he didn't think about the long run and burn all of his tires up. But yeah, it's working out for Stephen Parks. We'll see if Stephen can make any headway up towards these top 3 up here, as we still got a battle up here for second place. But Hollingsworth's starting to slip away now. So I'm thinking that Hollingsworth was just taking care of his tires, and now he's putting the hammer down.
Yeah, and we're closing in on the checkered flag here, as this battle's still raging on between Michael Atkins Jr. and Ronnie Osmer. Osmer, I believe he was saving his tyres as well. That's why he's already on the back of Michael Atkins Jr. If he has saved his tyres and he still has enough left to keep the speed in that 55, he needs to dispatch of the 48 pretty quickly if he wants any chance of getting to the back of Hollingsworth right now. Oh, and he's got a bumper run going on here.
I was going to say, if you give him some bumper, that might help get him out of the way. I think Ronnie is kind of losing his patience here, and go give him a little bumper action. Yep, a little more bumper there. Letting him know, let me get on by, man. We can be nice, and we cannot be nice. Gave him the option. He chose to be nice. Ronnie's going all the way down to the wall, using up all the dog legs.
Wow!
Made it work, and everybody lives to tell the story. So, good choice by the 48. Ronnie was faster. Just let him go.
Yeah.
Too many laps left. 30 laps to go. It's not worth it. Well, 29. It's not worth it.
Hey, gentlemen, would you like me to bring you a quick update from the first session of the 6 hours at the Glen?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have Team ESPN out there with Marcus Hagman, Rick Ravon, and Wes Fry running as 3 drivers in the 6 hours. Right now, Rick Ravon is on the second stint of a 2-stint session behind the wheel. And I am proud to announce to you right now, Team ESPN is P2 overall.
Nice. Hell yeah. Congratulations, guys. Keep it up. I wonder if Ricky's listening to the broadcast.
I wonder.
Yeah, he does stuff like that. All right, Ricky. Good luck, man. Keep up.
So
that's the grindstone.
So that's TV.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Ricky was awful quiet behind the wheel. He was there, but
we got a wreck. The 48 is wrecked on the front stretch. Well, that changes everything. That bails it up. Ronnie Osborne burning up them tires. 48 just towed it. His competitive evening is over.
Oh, got it. Heart's got to go out to Michael Atkins Jr. He was doing so well in that top 3. Had that little battle while you were away, Byron. Michael Atkins Jr. Having the bumper put to him by Ronnie Osmer. Just a slight little tap. It wasn't anything malicious. Just wanted to get by. But it was running in the top 3, having a battle and just saving this stuff up for the final battle at the end. But unfortunately, turn 4 gets him again.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't get at the turn.
Tied off the corner, out into the outside wall, and Allah, Tyler, Lugo, Vickery, Alt F4.
Yep, on the hauler and off to the next event. As I like to say, getting a beat on traffic.
Yeah, well, you know what? In Michael Atkins Jr., in his defense, he is one hell of a wheelman in these cars, but he is awful aggressive. You know, he gives no quarter, he asks no quarter, and he knows how to race hard. But sometimes, man, when your car's tightening up, especially the way the conditions are tonight, it's a little too hard is going to take you out of the race.
Well, I'll tell you who's happy to see that, and that's old Hoop Baker. He's going to get back on the lead lap, and we will have 8 on the lead lap when we restart this race. 9 left in the race, but the other guy's 17 laps down. So these 8 will be back on the lead lap and have a chance to pick up some positions or lose some positions, depending on where you're at in the field.
And while we're under caution, we're going to take a quick break ourselves, as we haven't even taken one yet tonight. So
nope.
We're going to have a quick break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes as we hear a few words from our sponsors. That'll be iRacing, iFlag. We'll be back in a minute.
Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using the products from their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
And we are back live here at Phoenix. We are probably going to have try and have a final run here. Hollingsworth and Osmer, who's going to claim it here as they come out of turn 4. They're backing off the pace car. Pace car is already in. Who's going to win it here as Hollingsworth gets an early start there. Osmer not able to stick with him. And
Hollingsworth jumping out to the lead. He mashed the loud pedal at first. And he said, you know what, boys? You guys decide.
Oh, and Osmer's around!
Osmer's loose and around. Oh, my God. Caution's back out.
Yeah, that's it for that.
And nobody hit him.
Oh, okay. Good deal then. He'll be all right then.
Oh.
I figured he'd have got killed where he lost it. Yeah, it just got loose.
He nearly got absolutely annihilated by Glenn, though.
Good job. Everybody wreck avoidance there.
Yeah.
Wow. And so much for that. That's Hollingsworth race to lose now.
Yeah, you know what? And they took all of the cars on the pits. They took a 4-tire stop. I can understand getting loose on the first turn in the first lap, you know, coming out of turn 2 with a 2-tire stop. But Osborne took 4 on that along with everyone else. I just wonder what happened.
After 180 laps, that track is absolutely freaking whooped right now. That's what's happened. But the big mountain
NASCAR laying down the rubber, that give you a little bit of sticky, a little bit of loose, you know, coming off the corner is a good thing in these fendered cars. Open wheel, I'm going to defer to Scotty on that call.
Robert Dudley is up to 3rd place. Let me say that again. Robert Dudley is in the top 3.
Okay, and let me repeat.
Hear what you said, Byron.
Who is
Sorry,
in
I
P2?
was.
Byron, repeat what you said to Scott because he didn't hear you.
Well,
yeah, I had
when
some things going on here.
Normally in these fendered cars on NASCAR side, when the track gets rubbered in, you're going to get a little bit of slipping and sliding. And you heard it from the movie, you know, with Tom Cruise. Loose is fast. So when they get that slipping and sliding, normally the cars loosen up and they get a little faster. But that was a little too loose for Ronnie Osmer. I can't speak to open wheel cars, Scotty. How does the track handle when it gets super rubbered in on an open wheel?
It usually just gets tight. It usually just doesn't want to turn. It never really gets loose. And you don't want an Indy car to be loose here, I can promise you that. There's some places where you can get away with an Indy car being loose, but this is not one of them.
Nope.
This is one of the best conversations I could ever have. Here I am. I race the fendered cars. Scotty, you're a specialist in the open wheels. We could get some pretty good setups and strategy going.
I'm an all-rounder.
I love this place personally. When we come here in the Indy car, I love racing this place. It's so fast and it's so, you just have to be up on the wheel the whole time. And I love that. And I love being wheel to wheel with the other guys, and you can't make a mistake, and everything's so tight. When you get the right guys out there, it is fun. And when you got a bunch of the wrong guys out there, or driving over their heads, then it can turn into a 15 caution race, and that's not very much fun. But when it's right, man, racing here in the open wheels, I highly recommend it if you get a chance.
And
just be ready for very high, intense, fast-paced action, because everything comes right at you at about 300 miles an hour.
Oh, sweet. Now, Scotty, I want you to be witness, because you and I are both co-hosts here with Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, founder of ESPN. I'm going to throw him under the bus, or I'm actually going to throw him a curveball with this. We've been talking about the new ESPN sponsor with iFlag. Sam, what would you think about Scotty, who owns the Top Fuel Racing Network, taking his 10 best, racing against the 10 best from the league that I co-own, Pasky's, and let's even get NASCOM in on it, and their 10 best. We'll have the 3 different leagues. One league calls the car, the other league calls the racetrack, and the third league calls the rules, and let's have a tri-league championship, all sponsored and brought to you by iFlag.
Sounds like a good
I'm
idea.
all for it. If you guys can get it organized, I'm sure I can dig up 10 guys out of my league that would come run it to represent the league. I'd probably be one of them. Depends on what car. If we're going to race NASCAR, I might pick another guy and let him take my spot. Go ahead, you'll do better. I haven't raced that car in 3 years, so I can hold my own at one time in these cars, but it's so long. Since I launched Top Fuel, I've pretty much been open wheel strictly. But here we go, guys. It's time to get this thing going. We're going to have 17 laps, pace cars off. Time to go racing, see who's going to win this thing. I think it's Hollingsworth's race to lose. Green flag's out. And we're racing again with 17 laps to go here in the second race of the season for Pasky.
No, Hollingsworth brings it around turn 1, 2, turn complex in the top position. But look who is diving down low and just now nailing top 2. Robert Dudley getting around Stephen Parks, holding down that second spot. Stephen Parks the third.
And I'm wondering...
Go ahead, Sam.
I'm wondering if team orders are going to come into place here, because let's not forget, Hollingsworth and Dudley are teammates. They both run for No Limit Racing. Is Hollingsworth going to ask to stay out in front, and Dudley going to play backup rear guard here?
Well, it's so early in the season. I don't know why there would be any team orders. I mean, the season just got started. I mean, if you're at the end racing for championships or podiums, as far as the points go or money or all that, I can understand that. But we're so early in the season, I don't think anybody's going to be pulling out of anybody's way here.
No, and knowing Jeff the way that I know him, even though they're teammates, Jeff is going to flat tell him, hey, look, it's time for the race, time to push the scramble button. No team orders. You go for that win. Just the only thing, don't take each other out.
One person that's going for that win is Ronnie Osmer, already back up to P4, and he is closing in on Stephen Parks at a rapid rate right now. No quarter asked for, no quarter given at this point, as we are 14 laps to go here at Phoenix, and Ronnie Osmer, it's not over for him yet, as he is closing in very quickly on this top 3.
Yeah, the flame covered 55 is out there on a mission. He's looking to make that podium. I don't know if he has anything for the leader, Jeff Hollingsworth. I don't think anyone has anything for the leader, Jeff Hollingsworth. It's his race to lose right now. But throw a blanket over second, third, and fourth. We got a race, boys.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, Jeff Hollingsworth is out to a half a second lead as Stephen Parks doing everything he can to get that second place back. But watch out for Ronnie Osmer. He's alongside Stephen Parks now as they go through 3 and 4. And staying high off that dog leg is not good news, especially when you've got that man in the 55 right behind you.
Yeah, Ronnie's starting to fade back a little bit now, though. Hollingsworth's putting distance on Dudley, and Dudley's starting to put distance on the guys behind him. One thing about this run here is you're not really going to have to save the tires. I mean, you might have to a little bit, but you can pretty much go out there and scorch the hell out of them at this point, race it as hard as you can. Looks like that's what Jeff's doing. Jeff's just trying to get away at this point. He doesn't want to take any chances.
Yeah, but don't forget, boys, we
saving.
have 3 attempts at the green-white checkers, so save a little for the end.
Oh, boy.
Just stay after it, so you got some goodie on those Dr. Feelgoods at the end of the race.
I haven't called one of those yet. That'll be a cherry buster for me the first time we have to do that. So I forgot all about the green-white checkers.
Yeah.
He said cherry buster.
Yeah.
Ronnie Osmer starting to close the gap between himself and Robert Dudley. How Robert Dudley would love to finish in the top 2 here tonight, though. Has really been down in his luck lately, and it's really starting to come up good for him in this race. With 10 laps to go, it's looking good for the man in the 49 right now.
Yeah, don't jinx him though, Sammy. Don't jinx him.
Yeah, I've done that too many times on broadcast, calling your number, Sam, and watching you catch a car to the face. Yeah, and same thing with you, Scotty. I will never call another car out at the end of the race again.
That's why I called the last 2 races. I called the last 2 races, and now Scott's a 3-time champion.
Yeah, Sam brought me a little luck there in the last one. I don't know if it helped me any at Brazil, but it seemed to help a little bit at Pocono.
So this battle for...
He did. I will say he did come in there and tell me I pretty much had that race wrapped up, and I wound up losing it with 3 laps to go. And normally I'd have been furious at losing a race like that, but I was just glad to have that championship monkey off my back. I was glad that the race was over and the season was over and that whole battle was over.
Yeah, well, you know what?
It wasn't fun for me. I didn't have no fun in the last 10 races. I was wrecked all the damn time. So
actually, I've been on all 3 ends of spoiling a race for you. It was me that took you out of a race one time. You were pissed. It was me that called your number during a broadcast, highlighting you, interviewing you during the race. That took you out, got you pissed. And it was me talking on the team chat radio that made you lose your concentration. And then I couldn't win, so I just like, okay, I'm going to broadcast a race and shut my mouth.
Osmer up to 2nd. And here comes Stephen Parks for 3rd. No, not going to get it this time round.
Stephen Parks working that inside line. He's got the inside line on the dog leg. Can he get around turn 3-4 complex and up on the brake to get ahead of Dudley? That is the question, and it looks like he's going to move that car to P3.
Did you get that fur ball out, Sammy?
Yeah, a little bit. As Robert Dudley trying to cross him over, didn't make it work this time round, but losing that 3rd place, Robert Dudley has 5 more laps to try and get it done. Ronnie Osmer dangerously close to the wall out of 2 there, but it's still holding on to 2nd place and quite comfortably now, as he's got a 2.
I don't think he's got anything for Jeff Hollingsworth at the end of this race. It's his race to lose. As long as he hits this mark, we got, 5 laps to go. We're good to go.
4.
So Hollingsworth out to a 2.2 second lead. Osmer out to a 6/10 of a second lead over Stephen Parks now, who's in 3rd. I think Robert Dudley might have burned his rubber off too early again.
Yeah, I was going to say he drove the hell out of them tires. He drove them a little too hard, though, and scorched them up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but what
Robert
a job
Dudley's...
by Stephen Parks, man. I just want to say again before this race ends that I'm impressed with how far Stephen Parks has come with his driving ability and now the finishes that he's getting. And congratulations to him if he's able to hold on to this podium.
Well, Stephen Parks was my driver to watch from the, from a driver's perspective from the beginning of the race. Robert Dudley, most improved driver from last season in both series of Truck Series Xfinity. Hand it to both of these guys.
Yeah, and Robert Dudley going to get the ESPN Driver of the Night as well, so good. Congratulations to him.
Biggest mover of the night.
I'll take ESPN Broadcaster of the Night. Thank you very much.
Screw off. Screw off. I'm in charge of this one.
White flag. One more time around for the 42. He's been so strong tonight. I don't see him messing up here with just 2 more turns to go. Now just 1.
And there's confirmation there. Robert Dudley is your ESPN Driver of the Night, but the actual Driver of the Night as a whole is that man there as he makes his way out of turn 4. Absolute dominance at the end there. Jeff Hollingsworth crosses the line and wins at Phoenix at a canter. Robert Dudley, Ronnie Osborne going to cross the line for 2nd. Stephen Parks in 3rd. Robert Dudley in 4th. Charlie Wood's going to cross the line for 5th. Willie Glynn in 6th. Jordan Barry in 7th. Hoot Baker back on the lead lap is in 8th. And Rob Jenkins, who'd have thought he'd claim a top 10 at the start of this race?
Yeah, definitely, especially when he left the room. But yeah, he finishes 9th place, and Michael Atkins Jr. rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, listening to the drivers' in-game chat right now, Ronnie and Jeff talking to each other, both talking about the mistakes that they've made during the race, and Ronnie congratulating Jeff on a hell of a race. Ronnie said he just flat over drove it too much, couldn't catch him.
Well, that is going to do it for the race. Scott, I believe we're going to be bidding you a farewell for this one.
Yes, sir. I'm going to tune on out of here, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to call the race with you tonight, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Scotty, I'll see you when I see you, my friend.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I'll run into you at some point over the next week or so. So I will catch up with you then. And Sam, like I said, I'll see you Sunday, or I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Scott, thanks for joining us in the booth, and we'll see you next time.
Deuces.
So that was Scott Brinson in the booth with us. Byron, you going to stick around for the interviews?
Yes, sir, I am.
As we are going to bring in our third place driver of the night. That is going to be Mr. Stephen Parks. Byron, I believe you're with him right now.
Stephen Parks, this is Byron up here in the ESPN booth. I was racing with you earlier, and you know what? I retired my car, and I was able to call the end of the race. Congratulations on a podium finish. You were my driver. I called it when I got to the booth. I said, normally I call a driver to watch every race. You were my driver to watch. Talk to me about your race, man. You were one hell of a driver tonight.
You know, honestly, this is only the second time I've had a podium finish in a league race. So the first time was at a super speedway. So to come out to Phoenix and do this at a track that I'm normally not very good at and actually do pretty well, it means a lot, man.
Well, you know, I was making the comment because I've raced with you in this league. You know, as I co-own this league with Kevin Pasky, which I've raced with you many times. I've heard you make apologies and say sorry because, you know, I was driving like crap, yada, yada, yada. But you know what, man? Dude, you had this track figured out. You went around me a couple of times. I was watching you in amazement. And when I first got into the booth, I said, that's my driver to watch tonight, guys. And congratulations on the P3. I mean, did that car, was it, I noticed it was tightening up. Did you notice the same thing all through the run?
About 20 laps into the run, the car would stable out. I was really noticing that if I backed the corner up, I could get the perfect launch out of the exit of the corner. And I actually got around, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but got around somebody near the end there. And I just kind of, you know, was backing up the corners, letting it roll through, getting on it early. And I was blowing by him near the end of that run. So the car, after a while, it really set up nicely for how I like to run.
Well, great points tonight for you, man, especially after Daytona. And I want to say congratulations on the podium finish. And I look forward to seeing you in the next race next week.
Thanks. And just before I get out of here, shout out to Turn 4 Motorsports. Been with these guys for 3 years and definitely learned a lot from them.
Well, tonight, Stephen, I definitely learned a lot from you. I'm going to run Phoenix a little differently from now on. Congratulations on P3.
Thanks, man.
As that was our third place finisher, Mr. Stephen Parks. And joining me in the booth now is the man that finished second. Probably not going to be happy to finish there, but relieved to have got a top 3 out of it regardless. Ronnie had a strong run here tonight, but that spin on that last restart really cost you here tonight.
Yeah, I just tried to do too much on new tires, and I went too low and just clipped the apron. One of my only 2 mistakes I made the entire night, and the 2 mistakes cost me and put me in second place.
Yeah, and definitely a big shame here tonight. Talk about your race though, because you and Jeff could not be separated the whole night, and it looked like before the 7 brought out the caution there, it looked like you were in control of the race. Were you kind of annoyed that caution had to come out, especially with the lead you had over Jeff?
Oh yeah, of course, anybody leading would be annoyed by that, but that amount would be annoyed when the caution comes out. But it's racing; it happens. I still had to lead. I held Jeff off earlier in the race, so I should have been able to hold him off again, but I made one mistake going a little too deep into 3 and slid up, and he slid under me and got the advantage.
Absolutely. And just how did the car feel for you out there? Byron was telling me during the broadcast that it was tightening up in a long run. Is that how it felt for you out there?
Oh yeah, the car was definitely tight. It was more how well you could roll the corner to save your tires, and I never pushed it hard coming off the corner because I knew how tight it was and just took care of my stuff.
Absolutely. Well, a bit of I'm going to say it's a tough night for you tonight, but it really wasn't. You really, really had a strong night here tonight. But looking ahead to next week, we head to Michigan. What are your thoughts going to that one, and what do you reckon you could do there?
I'm interested to see how it goes, because of course with these cars, there are now super speedways everywhere, especially in Michigan. So hopefully, my usual luck with super speedways happens where I'm up front.
Absolutely, and more importantly, more importantly, and more recently, this coming Sunday, we have the 6 Hours of the Glen coming up with Team ESPN. You're driving the phenomenal car. You got to be excited for that one, right?
Of course, I'm excited. It's just, the 6 Hours of Glen is one of our best races next to the 24 Hours of Daytona. Consider the last time we ran the Glen, me and Tony got a third place finish overall for our car, and we had a good strong run. So hopefully we can do better than that this time.
Absolutely, looking forward to that race. We've got Team ESPN out on track right now at Watkins Glen. Marcus Hagman, Rick Raven, and Wes Fry in control of that car, the NASCAR car, which will be racing on Sunday. Hopefully they're doing okay. Currently running P2 overall right now. I don't know if you knew that already, Ronnie.
I heard it on the broadcast sat next to me, and good luck to those guys. Hopefully they keep it up and go get P1.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to for tonight's second place?
Shout out to PH Ware, Ride to Give, all my teammates in Phenomenal Evolution.
That's me.
And y'all on ESPN.
That's me again.
Our new sponsor, iFlag. Shout out to my mom and dad, and a special shout out and congratulations to my mom for getting president-elect in her Businesswoman Association. So,
yeah, congratulations going out to Mrs. Osborne. But anyway, Ronnie, congratulations on the second place once more, and yeah, we'll see you on Sunday for the 6 Hours of the Glen.
See y'all there.
That was our second place finisher. I'm looking for him. I found him, and Byron, you have our race winner right with you right now.
Oh, Mr. Jeff Hollingsworth, Byron up here in the booth, ESPN. Dude, I was racing with you earlier on the track. You were blowing me away. I kind of had to park my car because of 2 fast repairs I didn't have. And congratulations on the win, my friend. Tell me, how did you do that at the end? And I have a question for you. Me and Sam were talking about on the broadcast after that. So tell me about your race.
Race was great. I had a really good time, especially racing Ronnie there, man. I mean, he's fast and he's a really great driver. And I got behind him for the whole beginning of that race. And I'm like, I had a couple of little runs and I'm like, I'm not going to push nothing. I'm just going to follow him. And then in my great mind, I was like, well, the first one in the pits is going to get an advantage. So I went in the pit and forgot I had set my brake bias back. And I got these new pedals and I'm not used to that yet. So anyway, I spun it, lost about 10 seconds. And luckily, we got a caution there later, and was able to get up there. And he made one little boggle coming off at turn 2, and I was able to get under him and got the lead from him, and had a really good restart a couple ones later. And I don't know, just I get in the zone there, man. I know my lift point and my acceleration point off of 2, off of 2, and I just got in the groove. Ran with it.
Yeah, we saw you out there, a couple of times when you were leading the race at the end stages of the race, and Sam and I were talking about it during the broadcast. 3 guys behind you, Osmer, Parks, and Dudley, slugging it out, but yet you weren't pulling away from them. And I got to ask you, how much of that was driving in your rearview mirror, just saying, I'm just going to hold this gap and save my stuff, or were they really actually pulling up on you that quick?
No, I do that. I watch the F3 and see how close people get, and I try not to push it because tires are everything. And when I see them closing, I think in my mind 0.7 of a second. I don't know why that sticks out in my head. Once I saw that, I'd start really digging a little bit. But I'm saving a little bit, because if they get up there, I'm going to have more tire than them. They were racing each other and they were racing to catch me. So yeah, it's all strategery.
Yeah, you do realize I'm asking you these questions out of pure selfishness because I want to know, so I can actually learn. But hey, thank you for putting on a driving clinic. Congratulations on the race, man. Anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, I was going to actually give a shout out to you, man. That 2-tire stop, I had me wondering at the beginning, and then you got that good track position, and then all of a sudden I seen you just disconnect. I'm like, what the heck happened to Byron? I was asking the guys. They said, I don't know. Nobody knew, but I asked Kevin, said you had a little NC and ran out of repairs or whatever. But shout out to you, man. And of course, my good friend Sam here. My son was probably watching, so hey, BB, I love you, man. And my brother-in-law Jonathan, his wife Lisa, and my family. All my boys finished in the top 5. We got Charlie Woods finishing 5th, and Robert finishing 3rd or 4th, and also want to give a shout out to Ronnie. He ran me clean. It was really hard racing, and I don't usually have to, but I have to take a shower because I was sweating a little bit on that one.
And
Yeah, well, I want to ask you. I'm going to ask you a favor, Jeff, and I'm going to tell everyone listening to this broadcast, man. Pasky's on Friday night. We run the Cup cars. You guys are welcome to apply to the league and come and join. If we'd like to fill out this field a little bigger and a little fatter because you know what? Tonight we saw some long green flag runs, especially at a track where we opened up the dog leg and guys just did not mow each other over. There was a lot of give and take on that track, and congratulations on that win. Doing what you do. I learned a little bit, and I'm going to file that away in the back of my pea brain for the next go around.
What were you going to say, Sammy?
Before we let you go, what are your thoughts going into Sunday's race? Because we've got a big one on that day with the 6 Hours of the Glen.
My thoughts are I hope I can hold up my end for my car on the team that we have of 3 cars, right?
Yeah.
I put in some practice and run a lot of laps. I can keep it on the track, and my thoughts are it's going to be fun. And hopefully we're there at the end and can finish well. I mean,
I'm on Ronnie Osmer's team.
That guy's speed demon, man. I thought Nate was quick in the other day, and Ronnie got in there, and man, those two those are some fast dudes. I mean, I'm not a road course guy, you guys know that, but I think I'm known for just keeping the stuff clean and having a car. So hopefully I can, like I said, keep up my end and not get us too far back or anything, and keep the car clean and have a real good finish for you guys.
Yeah, and you're driving the 10X car, as we like to call it, the Nate Siefker 10X Club. He's got his own team now, so he should be proud of that and stop bugging me about it. But there's fast drivers on each team. That's why I created the teams like I did. I mean, you got Wes Fry, who's on Team ESPN Prime. He's a fast driver. You got Ronnie, obviously, on Phenomenal. You got Nate on 10X, and we've got Marcus on NASCOM. So we got fast drivers on each team. So there's no excuse why we can't win the race. To be perfectly honest,
it'd be really fun if we got in the same split. I hope maybe that happens if some of us get in the same split anyway. But
no, I want to win. You're a better driver than I am, and I want to win. You're not allowed in my split.
You're good you're a good driver, man. You're good on the roadies, man. I'm gun shy, I'm afraid to spin it out, so I don't really stomp on it. Now you get Sam in there. Especially, I remember Daytona. He's sitting here just shooting the breeze, making jokes, and just passing cars left and right. And his lap times are like 2 seconds faster than mine. And I'm like, I don't know how he does all that, man. When I'm driving,
all I'm going to say about jokes is top of the morning to you, eh?
Hey, top of the morning. But I don't know. I'm going to do my best to represent and just have fun with it. That's why I wanted to do it again. I had such a blast last time doing that 24, and I hope we do that again. And whatever else, if you guys tap me to drive for you, I'll drive, man.
Well, you're more than welcome to join us for Spa. We got that next month as well, so.
Yes, sir.
And we do have a couple of announcements to make. We're going to actually do this at the Glen, 6 hours, and I think it's going to be even more spectacular at Spa. But 4 cars, 4 teams, in-car cameras a user can select on an ESPN broadcast brought to you by iFlag Race. I mean, come on now. Can it get any better than that?
Not really.
This would be awesome.
Not really. But yeah, Jeff, one more time, congratulations on the win tonight, and it's gonna be awesome racing along both you and Byron on Sunday. I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully getting a good result out of this big race. We've already got one car running the first session here tonight. We've got Marcus, Rick, and Wes in the NASCAR machine as they're testing the waters here.
Yeah, and I checked in with him during the race, during the broadcast. Rick Ravon was running his second stint in a row behind the wheel, and I talked to Marcus, and they were running P2 overall in the race.
Wow, that's good, man. Well, good luck to those guys. I'm committed to running this series on Fridays, and I couldn't do it on Friday. I can't do it tomorrow. My daughter's moving, so Sunday. I'm glad we figured out Sunday was a day. I got all day Sunday.
Yep, me too. And I know Byron does as well. But anyway, Jeff, one more time, congratulations on the win, and yeah, we'll definitely see you on Sunday for the 6 hours of the Glen.
I'll be here, and one more quick shout out to Ron Holyfield, who couldn't make it tonight. He's doing something else in another league, trying to rate. He has to run on Fridays for a couple of weeks so he can run Saturdays with us. But he's going to be back racing with us. I missed him tonight, and definitely, you guys, if you want a good league, challenging league, that was a challenging race for me, man. I was sweating and joined Pasky's. And thanks again for the broadcast. You guys are great, and that's it, man.
All right.
Well, thank you, Jeff. And I thank you for the shout out for Pasky's. And you know what, Jeff, as you're out there in the official service and your teammates are out there in the official service, and I send a shout out to all the other leagues that I help broadcast. You know, Scotty was in the booth with us at Top Fuel. I do the broadcast. I'll be with you tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern for NASCOM. You guys, you know what? You're all welcome to come race at Pasky's. Let's fill these servers out and put on a good show for the people and show everyone that, you know what, we can have fun, and it is racing. There's prizes on the line, there's pride on the line, and you know what? No one's hurt at anyone at the end of it.
There you go. A lot of fun. Good racing.
All right, Jeff. We'll see you on Sunday then.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that was Jeff Hollingsworth. Byron, tough night for yourself, but final thoughts on the race.
You know what? It was a fun track to run. I just didn't get enough practice in on it because, like I said, real life job. It breaks my heart that I jumped off of being able to run on Monday nights with the truck league. But you know what? I love this league. We run for a cause, and that's for pH aware and pH awareness. We also run for autism awareness. And you know what? Everyone, you're welcome to come join in Pasky's. You know, come talk to me, talk to Kevin Paskowitz, talk to Willie Glenn, talk to Ronnie Osmer. You know, get a hold of us on the Pasky's page in Facebook or on the league page. Send us a message. Yeah, we welcome you to come run with us. Sam, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for ESPN and allowing me to be a part of it, to be a part of the team that we're running in the Glen for the 6 hours, for Team Phenomenal, Ronnie Osmer, Kevin Paskowitz, and myself. You running the Team ESPN car, for the iFlag, iRacing iFlag, and welcome the new sponsor on board. And I look forward to talking to all of y'all when I bring you the NASCOM race tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely. Well, while we thanks for the nice words there, Byron. But anyway, we are going to press on and get these results out of the way and get ourselves out of here. And Jeff Hollingsworth brings home the win here tonight as he dominated the proceedings at the end there. Ronnie Osborne claiming second place after a mistake in the second to last restart. Stephen Parks claiming third place there in the number 3. Robert Dudley in fourth. Fifth was Charlie Woods, just ahead of Willie Glynn. Coming home in seventh was Jordan Barry. Hoop Baker claiming another top 10 there. He is in eighth. Ninth was Rob Jenkins, and rounding out your top 10 was Michael Atkins Jr. In 11th place was Kevin Paskowitz. Tough night for him tonight. Byron Rodney, as we've just spoken to, he got 12th place and had another tough night himself. Johnny Antonucci got 13th place, and Mark Jenkins never really got out of the starting blocks. He settled for 14th and last. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight out here on ESPN Live from Phoenix. Before I let you go, just want to give a quick shout out to iRacing iFlag. Don't forget to pick up your iFlag from iRacingIFlag.com. And if you put in the promo code eSports2019, you will get 15% off your very own iFlag. So visit iRacingIFlag.com today to pick up one now. But as for us, that is going to do it for us tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back with Byron Rodney as he brings you NASCAR Online as they head to Sonoma and the California desert. And then Sunday we have the big race. We have the 6 hours of the Glen. All 6 hours being brought to you live from New York State. But for now... Sorry.
Watkins Glen, 6 hours of the Glen. You know what, folks? Tune in, listen in. You're going to learn a lot about racing. You're going to see a lot of good racing. And you know what? It's all brought to you by ESPN, the Esports Broadcasting Network. And yours truly, Byron Rodney and Sam Cooper Bennett up in the air chair. Just, you know what? It's going to be a fun time.
Absolutely. All that's left for me to say right now is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will be back tomorrow live from California with NASCAR Online, and gonna be a fun one. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Good night.